evening, Dr. Dinesh.
Hi. Hi,
Nice
Apur.
to see you.
It's on live, ma'am.
Yeah.
Bharat sir, can you start the session?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Saiti, good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, we are going to line. Shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, sure. Madam, start kar lein.
Yeah, can we start, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Yes, madam.
Yeah,
With the permission of seniors, we are going to start.
Okay, fine, ma'am. So, good evening, respected doctors. First of all, we thank Kanpur Obstetrics and Gynecological Society for choosing our Shield Digital Connect platform for this webinar. Once again, good evening, respected doctors and delegates. We welcome you all for this today's webinar on non-communicable diseases, lifestyle meditation. Before going to the main agenda, we would like to introduce Dr. Seema Dwivedi, the Joint Secretary of Kanpur Obstetrics and Gynecological Society, and Madam will be moderating this today's webinar. And Madam has done her MBBS MD from Banaras Hindu University from Banaras, and she has worked and working as associate professor at Rama Medical College, Kanpur, and also worked as assistant professor at Samgar Medical College. And Madam also awarded with district gold medal and state level award and IMA President Award, and also she has awarded with many awards. And with this short introduction, I would like to hand over this session to Dr. Seema Dwivedi, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm currently working as professor in GSVM Medical College. I welcome you all and a very good evening in the warmth of 28th May. I welcome all the dignified faculties and the august audience for an enlightening, informative, and educative webinar on non-communicable diseases, lifestyle, and meditation. Friends, as we all know, NCD is on rise and is becoming a pandemic. We have a power-packed bundle of topics and equally knowledgeable speakers. So now I request our vibrant, dynamic, innovative, and ever-smiling Secretary Cogs, Dr. Kanchan Sharma, who is actively involved in social work involving Kanpur Obs and Gynae Society in her endeavors of creating social awareness about these diseases and health checkup camps to identify these diseases. I now request Madam for her welcome address and introduction of chief guests and guests of honors.
Thank you, Dr. Seema, for nice words. With my regards to all my seniors, patrons, and all the dignitaries, my teachers, all my good regards. I just want to start this webinar. I just want to say a few words that non-communicable diseases are now defining problem of 21st century with an estimated economic loss of $7 trillion, especially involving low and middle economic countries from 2011 to 2025. By 2025, NCDs are expected to cause 7 out of 10 deaths in developing countries. Such a high incidence. So we have quite high challenges and have to focus on it. Today's CME focuses on modifiable risk factors of NCDs, lifestyle, diet, meditation, and how to implement them for better outcome. So for this, I am thankful to our chief patrons and chief guests, Dr. Meera Agnihotri ma'am, Dr. Professor Usha Sharma ma'am. Both are our mentors, inspiration, and motherly figure. I am blessed with their presence. First of all, saying about the CVs, Professor Dr. Meera Agnihotri ma'am. Ma'am, welcome. This is a virtual.
Kanchan का only name. Kanchan बेटा name बताओ खाली. कुछ भी नहीं. CV मत पढ़ो. तुम्हारा बहुत बढ़िया लेक्चर है, वो सुनेंगे हम लोग.
Ma'am, please say 2 words of your blessings. Mic is yours. Madam, 2 words of blessings. Dr. Meera Agnihotri, ma'am. Madam, come.
क्या हुआ?
I think उनका internet थोड़ा सा slow होगा. Probably she's got disconnected. Yeah.
So, our chief guest, पहले हम डॉक्टर उषा शर्मा मैम से ले लेते हैं blessings. Dr. Usha Sharma ma'am, this is a virtual bouquet for you and thanks for your presence. And you are Padma Shri and all the so many awards you have taken. Madam, just 2 words of blessings.
Thank you very much. And really, it's a great pleasure for me to be with you all today. Our very near and dear Dr. Meera Agnihotri. Then we have North Zone Vice President, Dr. Archana Verma, the Vice President-elect, Dr. Nirja Batla, Dr. Tarni Taneja, President UPCOG, Dr. Kiran Pandey, and my dear Maninder, who has been associated with me for very long, and I really appreciate her hard work and energy for the welfare of the community. And then we have with us, the speakers. The first speaker is Kanchan. The second speaker is Dr. Maninder Ahuja, and then Dr. Sneha Bhuar. All of us know her efforts and hard work. And as I said, that our 3 candidates are there who are contesting for election. Dr. Sneha for Vice President, Dr. Kanchan for non-communicable disease, and Dr. Apur. Apur, till now I'm not sure which committee you are.
Ma'am, Sexual Medicine Committee. I am active in that. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And then we have with us Dr. Sadhna Jaiswal. And all of us know that Kanchan is doing a lot of work on non-communicable diseases. We know that today the master of ceremony is Dr. Seema Duvedi. Just now she just said such wonderful words regarding non-communicable diseases. And the other master of ceremony is Apurv Datta with us. Then all the representatives from Shield Connect and the eminent gynecologists who have logged in today for this webinar. Non-communicable diseases are becoming very important today. Are we really ready for the silent wave of killer, the non-communicable diseases in India? No. We must do more efforts for this. Every one of us is chronically ailing with some or the other disease. This is the fact of the life. The disease burden of India is seeing fundamental shift. On the one hand, we are fighting battle for the infectious diseases like COVID-19 and tuberculosis. And on the other hand, we have non-infectious diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and cardiovascular diseases, which are also growing up and is a matter of great concern. We know that India has done a lot for reducing the cancers like cervical cancer. But the other cancers which are related to the lifestyle factors like breast cancer, lung cancer, liver cancer, ovarian cancer, they are all propping up. And we know that actually what is the reason of this increase in these non-communicable diseases? Number one, it is due to increased urbanization. And number two, due to obesity. And three, we can put as less activity, and then tobacco and alcohol consumption. I always say health is like money. We never have an idea of its value until we lose it. So it is the high time for every one of us that to know what is the lifestyle modification we need. And that is to say, developing good eating habits, de-stressing ourselves with meditation. And I am sure that today the deliberation will go a long way in updating the knowledge of everyone regarding the non-communicable diseases. Now, metabolic syndrome affects perimenopausal ladies like abnormal uterine bleeding, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and as well as it is affecting the bone health also. I really appreciate the hard work of Dr. Maninder Ahuja. She has really worked very hard in this field. And the Society of Midlife and Management and Crisis Management, which has really created awareness regarding the style management of preaching through examples, which is really very good. And I'm sure that this society will certainly go a long way to create awareness regarding the various lifestyle modifications which we really need to save all of us from these communicable diseases. Once again, I would like to congratulate Dr. Kanchan, Dr. Apurva, Dr. Seema, Dr. Maninder, Dr. Sneha, Kiran, and all the persons who are here for organizing such an important webinar. I must say, such an important topic, which is very least discussed, but needs great mention. Because if infectious diseases are important, the importance of non-communicable diseases is also cropping up. And so let us all join hands to just work for these non-communicable diseases, because it is also like a talwar which is hanging on our head, and we should certainly try to change the lifestyle of every person so that we can save ourselves. With these words, I am sure that the deliberation today by our very eminent speakers and the inputs of the chairpersons will go a long way in updating the knowledge of everyone. I wish this program a great success, and thank you very much, Dr. Kanchan and the team, for making me a part of such a prestigious webinar. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, madam. We are blessed by your presence, and you rightly said that we have to work hard for these NCDs, and we will follow your words. Thank you, madam, for your presence and blessings. Next, I request Dr. Meera Agnihotri, madam, to bless us because your phone was disconnected.
It's really a matter of great honor and proud privilege for me to share the dais with dignitaries, Usha ji, Nirja Batla, Archana Verma, Tarni Tareja, Kiran Pandey, and all others. It's really a great pleasure to be with them sharing the dais. Kanchan, I congratulate you for arranging this meeting of non-communicable diseases, for which we are working nail and tooth since such a long time. And Maninder and you speakers, we all know that the burden of the non-communicable diseases, according to the World Health Organization, is vertically rising. There may be a little change that cancer cervix is number 2 or diabetes is number 2 or that is number 1 and number 2. It hardly matters. It is just a placing of the thing and the counting. But we all know that these non-communicable diseases, they require 80% burden can be solved by the lifestyle management. And the lifestyle management is placing a good place into the management strategies in the curriculum of MBBS and MD also. Probably you know it that the government of India is working very hard to just revert the curve. When we say हम यहाँ पर गुरु हैं, हमने देश में ये करा है, लड़ाई में गुरु हैं, fighters में गुरु हैं ये. But when we look at these things like anemia, diabetes, I mean, which we can just revert the curve, we are facing a little low down. And personally, I believe that we will be doing wonders. Yesterday, I have given it in paper also, and it was given in the our budget also. We are very happy that the HPV vaccine has been given between, I probably, or you know it or know, that it has been granted by the Government of India, Ministry of Health, between 7 years and 14 years. Kiran, is that 14 years or what? Right. So it has been included into the curriculum and we can give it to the youngsters now. And the way we fought for the vaccines of the other things, we will be getting some benefit out of it. Friends, it is the government which is working, but that is not sufficient. That is not at all sufficient. It can carry over the burden of not more than 1/3. Unless we extend our hands in support and we fight along with it, we will never be able to revert the curve. And our curves are, that is why they are going high. Many institutions are working hard on it. And I know that Maninder is working. I have been joining her meetings. Very true, whether it was a communicable disease, it was a corona or anything. We are just with Maninder, and she always comes up with nice ideas to cope up with all these things. We will be fighting. We will be definitely fighting. Give a big hand to the workers who are doing hard work for these non-communicable diseases. The guidelines which have been framed are also changing. Those who are working as a community chairperson, Kanchan, and they all must be knowing that the guidelines are also being changed by the government so that we can label it in such a way that we can come out with access. Friends, today being the Menstrual Hygiene Day, World Menstrual Hygiene Day 28th, Government of India has again declared another, bouncer on it, I will say it, that in 2020, our Health Minister Mandavia have given us a target that by 2030, we will be able to declare it as an important event. Previously, we were not discussing it. So these are the two changes which are coming on at the level of the government. But again, I am telling you that is only 1/3 part of it. 2/3 has to be covered by all of us, and our efforts will never go back because community chairpersons are working for 38,000 or 40,000 doctors of our country who will be representing in a high way in these things. Our chairpersons, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Jyoti Mangalwala, Pragati Agarwal, Usha Goenka, Kiran Pandey, Asha, I really welcome you all. Archana Sharma, Dinesh Pathak, very good. The role of the lifestyle in non-communicable diseases, Dinesh Pathak, and Kanchan will be talking the first lecture and second by Maninder Ahuja. I'm pretty sure that we will come out with the flying colors after this is over. And again, I request once again for all the committee chairpersons who are contesting, please think that government will be able to give up 1/3, but 2/3 have to be added by all of us. Unless we make an effort, simply sitting on just, we are walking on a naked wire as regards the non-communicable diseases. So they have to be reverted under any circumstances. Thank you very much. I extend my heartfelt thanks to you all once again. And it's my proud privilege to be here. Much has been told. And I know that we will be able to revert back when we have become yoga guru, we have become lifestyle guru, we are walking against the diabetes march, diabetic management, and the new guidelines, we will be able to cover up these cancers and other things very soon. Thank you very much, Kanchan, and all the persons, Maninder, for making me a part of it. I once again pray to the God that all the 3 persons who are contesting must come out with flying colors. I join hands with Usha ji to push you up as much as I can because God is also there to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, madam. We are blessed with your presence and the words of wisdom. Madam, you always bless us and are a source of inspiration to us. Just the motherly blessings we get always from you. Thank you very much, madam. I agree that along with government effort, we have to do great effort on the field level regarding these NCDs. Now, I welcome our guest of honor, our Vice President, most humble, most loving, and always helping Dr. Archana Verma, madam. Madam, this is a virtual bouquet, and thank you. Always you are there for us. You are a vice president as at present, and very humble, always helping. As we were hearing the words of wisdom, madam, just mic is yours to bless us.
It's really a proud privilege and what an honor that today as a chief guest we have none other than Padam Shri Dr. respected Usha Sharma madam and our most beloved teacher Dr. Meera Agnihotri madam and so many stalwarts present here and all my co-guests of honors, big Dr. Professor Nirja Batla and Dr. Tarini Taneja and maybe sorry because and all the speakers and good speakers, learned national speakers and like Dr. Kiran Pandey and Dr. Sadhna Jaiswal, Dr. Maninder madam and Dr. Sneha Maninder madam and one more thing, age hoti ja rahi hai to jara remember nahi ho raha hai kuch 70 maybe because soon after the I don't have to say much because Usha madam and Meera Agnihotri madam has already said much but being a
Sneha and Jaiswal, Sadhna Jaiswal.
Sadhna Jaiswal. So I have taken name and
yes, Sneha, she will not forget.
Today,
thank you.
And because soon after the pandemic, we all were concerned with that pandemic and those infections. And now it's a time to talk about the most important non-communicable disease. And one quiz for all, what is common between hypertension, diabetes, and cervical cancer? And obviously the answer is all of them are preventable, easily screened, easily they can be just prevented. And we have to recognize the risk and why and all the barriers, and then we can get out of them easily because something somewhere modifiable, behavioral issues are much more responsible in India, and we can do it, and we will do it along with our senior respected and all the managing, all the community workers, and with government, we are obviously going to reach that 95 level and not behind it. And so thank you very much for inviting me, and my thanks to all, and especially Kanchan, and all good wishes to you.
Thank you, madam, for your blessings and nice words of wisdom. Our next guest of honor here I see is Dr. Tarini ma'am. Dr. Tarini ma'am is most humble and very sweet and always helping. She is the president of UPCOG and Delhi SAR chapter. Welcome, ma'am. You have many awards and things in glimpses in your CVs. I give mic to you for your blessings.
You need to unmute, Dr. Tarini.
And thank you so much, Kanchan, and congratulations to come out with such an important issue. And thank you because you, giving me the opportunity to be with my mentors, my favorite and legends of UPCOG, Dr. Usha ma'am, Padma Shri Usha ma'am. I'm really thrilled to be here, and Meera madam, and stars of our national stars, and Dr. Archana Verma, Dr. Nirja Batla. I'm really happy to be here because of Dr. Maninder. She has been my vice president during my chairperson tenure. My friend, Dr. Sneha, Dr. Kiran Pandey, and coordinator, Dr. Seema Dwivedi, Apurva. So everything has been told by Usha ma'am and Meera madam. I would like just to, I am really very fearful. I'm really, what to say, these days, because in the non-communicable disease, many things has been, enumerated, highlighted, but I'm really worried for the Alzheimer and PCOS. And what is there? Just because of our behavioral, environmental, these all are environmental. Maybe the something is genetic, but environmental and our lifestyle and behavior. So as Dr. Archana said, can be prevented. I said not taking much time. It can be prevented if we have the organized life, and we should be happy. We should be happy because everything is not good. So we say that we are happy, but we can see good in everything and should satisfied with our life, not to be very competitive, because the depression and stress also one of the cause. And I would like to end with one of the कबीर का जिसे कहते हैं दोहा, कि कबीर कहते हैं कि कबीर कुआं एक है, पानी भरे अनेक, बर्तन ही में भेद है, पानी सब में एक. So we should not follow the Western lifestyle. We should take our culture, Indian culture. Morning में उठना, organized life का होना, meditation, exercise, and also we should go back to early. Because आजकल क्या है, लैपटॉप लेकर बैठे रहते हैं, रात भर 2 बजे, 4 बजे, 6 बजे, सुबह 1:30 से उठते हैं. So these are the lifestyle, behavioral, environmental. So suppose if we organize ourselves, we become happy. Being happy is very, very important. So Alzheimer जिसको देखो, every in the family, अभी किसी ने बताया कि मेरी मदर को तो Alzheimer है, I can't leave. तो ये सब बहुत ही चिंताजनक प्रॉब्लम है. And you, congratulations to you and the Cox team and whoever is associated with this, this problem, this issue. I really congratulate for the making the aware to the society. So thank you so much and congratulations and best wishes to all the contestants like Dr. Sneha, Dr. Kanchan Sharma and Dr. Apurva. Okay, thank you so much and for making me the part of this. And Dr. Kanchan, I would like to leave because मेरे बेटे का आज ना rhinoplasty update workshop चल रहा है, तो काफी doctors there, so I may leave with after.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you
Being
so
so
much.
busy, you joined and blessed us. Thank you so much. Lot many appraisal for you. And
Thank
now
you.
I see the head of department of All India Institute, Dr. Nirja Batla is there. She is guest of honor for today's webinar. Madam, heartily welcome. You are guest of honor today. You are professor and head of department of All India Institute. You are head of Gynecology, Oncology National Cancer Institute of Jhajjar. Madam, you got so many awards and publications, and you are so humble after that. And now you are VP elect. Madam, mic is yours, just to bless us.
Thank you very much, dearest Kanchan. Thank you so much for honoring me by inviting me to this meeting with such a galaxy of stars. And my namaskars to Dr. Usha Sharma, Dr. Meera Agnihotri, such senior professors, madams. नमन आप लोगों को, आपके साथ बैठने का तो मजा ही अलग है. My dear Dr. Maninder Ahuja, she is one of our stalwarts and leading light and enthusiasm and always ready to learn. My God, the motivation she gives us, that she is an eternal student, I will say, and teacher of teachers. And so many galaxy, किस का मैं नाम लूं, Dr. Kiran Pandey, Dr. Sneha Bhuyar, my dear Dr. Archana, looking in, I don't know, making notes of some shairi, I think, and she is looking very happy. Happiness is the mantra of today. She has got a very happy and contented look. ये बहुत कुछ बहुत अच्छी तरह से बोला अभी डॉक्टर मीरा जी ने भी, डॉक्टर उषा जी ने भी, और सबने अच्छे बातें बताई हैं. I really do believe that, if we think about it, this lifestyle diseases problem is a problem of the rich people. It's a problem of having too much and not knowing how to balance it. Yeah, we never see these problems because the poor people eat less, exercise more, and they don't suffer as much as our ladies who are sitting in sedentary lifestyle, eating the wrong things, indulging in Western diets, faddist. So I think we must somewhere realize that it is the man and the greed of man that is leading to these lifestyle changes. So I think what is important is a back to basics Gandhian way of life in which we embrace simplicity. एक कहावत रहती थी, you are what you eat. But I think it is more than nutrition also, and it is one of the most controllable things is the lifestyle. We cannot control our genes. In many ways, the environmental control is not ours because it is dependent on government policy and so many things, the environment that we are faced with. And ab Delhi ki pollution mein hum reh rahe hain, there's only so much an individual can do. But lifestyle is completely within our hands. And I think somewhere we have to counsel the families, because usually we see the same problem is in the all members of family. Diabetes hai to sabko hi hai, because khana sab wahi kha rahe hain, lifestyle wahi kar rahe hain. So I think this is a very good thing which you have taken up today, and all the stalwarts of Floxy, North, South, East, West are here. And we have to make this, jisko kehte hain na, muhim banana hai isko, that we are going to take it forward as a mission, that we will encourage the teaching of lifestyle change, because it is responsible for all the problems we see in a large measure. I will not say totally for anything, but whether it is PCOS or endometriosis or some malignancies which are lifestyle dependent. And when we talk about lifestyle, I will also say that it goes beyond our food and our exercise and our smoking and tobacco. It even goes further to our reproductive choices, because women are delaying their lifestyles and embracing careers. But, you know, we also had the same options and we did choose to do everything side by side. So we have to counsel that you don't delay childbearing so much. You are putting yourself at risk for breast cancer if you're not going to have a baby by the time you're 30. Do not do too much of waking at night, because there you are again affecting your daylight, the balance and the pineal gland reactions and all those things. So I think there is so much in lifestyle to talk about, and this is a wonderful message you have brought out today of NCDs, and we must, and everything goes together. We are in the era of parallel communicable disease and non-communicable disease epidemics in this country. And we cannot wait. We cannot say we will solve this and then we will solve that. It is all circles within circles and wheels within wheels. So congratulations for this great effort. Thank you for calling me today. And we will definitely take this forward as one of our major agendas and try and make the world a healthier place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. You gave great enthusiastic message in a short word. Definitely we have to work on the ground level, and we are blessed by your presence. Thank you, madam, for joining it and blessing us. Our next guest of honor is
Kiran Pandey.
Is Dr. Kiran Pandey.
Can I
yes,
say
Dr. Marinda Roja? Yes, madam.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because the chief dignitaries, Dr. Usha Sharma, Dr. Meera Agnihotri, Kiran Pandey, Dr. Nirja Patla, they must be thinking that I am talking on non-communicable diseases. I am not talking, Nirja, on non-communicable diseases. I am talking about my project of research. Yes. With a cross-sectional study in South Asia, for the first time, a big data is to be collected by us, me as a chief organizer, why these things are happening more in our country. So I'm going to go at the root cause of why. Now, Kanchan, you take over.
Because we all will be there filling your forms
just
and
talking about my study and how each one of you can be involved in that study.
Yes, you are really doing a wonderful job, Maninder. I really appreciate.
Thank you, thank you. But you have to be involved. Now, once I finished it, I'd like to have you as one of the coordinators in that study.
Yes, madam. We all are there.
Yes.
Now, the next guest of honor is Dr. Kiran Pandey, madam. She is our own. She is head of department of GSVM Medical College. Chairperson Medical Education, Foxy. Madam,
thank you, Kanchan.
Always being with us the Kanpur Society. Mike is with you. Just to bless
Thank
us.
you so much, Kanchan. Actually, to be honest, I feel really extremely privileged to share dive with so many luminaries, legends of the at the national level, and many of them are internationally known. So this is really my privilege that I am, you have given me this opportunity to share dives with Usha ma'am, Meera ma'am, Dr. Nirja, Dr. Archana, Dr. Tarini, and everyone. So, and really congratulations to you for taking up this very, very important topic. I don't want to stand much between you and between me and the academics, because everybody is waiting, and everything has been already discussed. Not only those 4 or 5 main communicable diseases, but many others have also been talked. Taking up the real definition, even osteoarthritis, even chronic kidney disease. And recently in COVID times, the mental illness, the mental health has also become a threatening and one of the very important part of NCDs besides Alzheimer, and they are all increasing. The risk factors Dr. Nirja has so beautifully described, which we can prevent, which we cannot. But what I would like to say, just one word, this quote I found it is very suitable, and that says that behavior that lead to disease often emerge during the childhood and adolescence. They don't, I mean, we have to start thinking from that level. जो everybody is saying कि that Indian culture, that Gandhian way कहिए उसको Sanatan Dharma, whatever you can say, actually that focuses on those sanskars which you get from the very beginning. From there only, that time smoking, tobacco, alcohol, which has become a fashionable thing, was not there so much. They were there almost, but not so much, which has become now. So this thing is what I would say, Madam Dr. Meera was saying, it is coming up, government is taking up in the so many programs. I would say they should start from those programs, from the childhood programs only, from there, in the medical, in the educational programs, from there, these lifestyle changes should become a part. From there, in our time, there used to be a topic of a subject of moral science, which has disappeared now, but that was very important. उस समय हम लोग को उतनी significance नहीं आती थी, but now at this stage we can say it was teaching many things which were important. And those things जो अभी everybody has taught कि early to sleep and early to rise, and that's place, the proper eating, all that जो वहाँ childhood से जो हमारे अंदर ingrained हो सकता है, that goes on. It's difficult to teach once these things do come. हम 40-45 पे realize भी करते हैं कि और change भी करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. Many of us are changing. Dr. Maninder is taking so many beautiful classes of yoga and dance and exercise and fitness into the perimenopausal age group and other age group. But we should focus from the very beginning. That's what I think हमारे वहाँ से start होके up to every stage we have to focus. And our teachers have done that. That is why they are so. आज हम लोग उषा जी, मीरा जी को देख के sometimes envious भी होते हैं कि हम ऐसे कैसे रह सकते हैं. Reason is they have led a disciplined life. They have led a life which is focused. उनका lifestyle अगर हम कर पाएंगे manage, so we will also be able to save ourselves from these communications.
Thank you.
So with all that, I again thank you and my best wishes to all those who are contesting. Kanchan to especially यही की है, बहुत प्रिय है. Dr. Sneha, who has also become very close. Dr. Poop से अभी मैं इतना close नहीं हूँ, but definitely we'll meet and we'll do lots of work. So with thanks and gratitude to our seniors, I would wish all the success for this program today. Wonderful selection of topics. So Kanchan, please go ahead with it.
Thank you very much, madam, for your wonderful words and suggestions. Really, I do think that these teachings should start from very early childhood. Even
Yes.
Garbh Sanskar se
Garbh
start to
Sanskar
kiya,
is also
that I
one of,
agree.
yes.
Yeah.
So that
Thank
they
you
are very
very much.
important. Right.
Thank you
एक
very
लाइन
much.
मुझे भी बोल लेने देना.
हाँ जी.
अर्चना मेरा नाम भूल गई थी.
Yes, after Kiran Pandey, madam. Now the time is not for marks or grade promotion. Now a time for health promotion.
Health promotion. Yes.
ठीक है, madam. Thank you very much. Now the mic is to Dr. Apurv, who is our moderator. He's a national coordinator. He's very young. His age is just like my elder son. He and both are equal in age, but the achievements of
Ma'am, as you already
great.
told, age is just a number.
Yeah, he's a national coordinator, and he's a winner of Dr. R.D. Pandit Research Award, winner of Champion of Foxy Award, Kamini Rao Yuva Orator Award, and
Thank
so
you so
many.
much, ma'am.
Now you will hear. He's a moderator for the first session. Yeah.
At the outset, first of all, thank you and pranam to the teachers of teacher Usha Sharma ma'am and Meera Agnihotri ma'am for their such a blessings. And it's always honor जब भी मैं उनको फोन करता हूँ वो बोलते हैं हाँ बेटा बोलो. So it's always like to talking to them is like भाई अपने mother से हम बात कर रहे हैं. So thank you so much to the ma'am, to all the wonderful guest of honor. अर्चना वर्मा मैम, मैं तो उनको बोलता ही हूँ कि वो मेरी मदर है. शी इज ऑलवेज लाइक ये मेरे बेटे की तरह है. डॉक्टर नीरजा मैम, डॉक्टर किरण मैम एंड तारिणी मैम, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर ऑल योर encouraging words, and thank you so much. And at the outset, thank you so much to Kiran Sharma ma'am for giving us the opportunity platform. As we all know, ki ma'am is doing so much in NCD. So all the very best to ma'am. So we started our first lecture, and for chairing the session, we have a very three brilliant chairperson with us. First, Dr. Manoj Chilani sir, Dr. Jyoti Banglowala ma'am, and Dr. Pragati Agarwal ma'am. Manoj sir is just like a senior, a friend, a guide to me. He is such a humble, always with a smile. Sir, we all know is the chairperson elect for the medical disorder in pregnancy, and he is the chairperson of the Urogynec Committee of Menopause Society 2022-24. Sir, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for being with us. Next, we have our own chairperson, Dr. Jyoti ma'am. Jyoti ma'am is at present the secretary of Indore Obstetrics Society. She is interested in ethical and medical legal aspect of obstetrics and gynae, published so many papers. She has been actively member of FOXY, a lot of committee, and recently we had attended the AICOG, a great and huge success, and she was part of that and organizing for that. So thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. And next we have Dr. Pragati Agarwal, ma'am. Ma'am is again very senior and at present the secretary of Bareilly Obstetrics Society, and she's been the past treasurer of Bareilly Obstetrics Society, past treasurer of midterm UPCon at 2019 and whatnot. Thank you so much to all the chairperson to spare their time for this webinar. Over to you, chairperson, to introduce our speaker, that is none other than but our own Dr. Kanchan Sharma ma'am. Sir, Manoj sir, can you do that needful?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Apurva, for introducing me. And it's really great honor to share this platform. Thanks to Dr. Meera Agnihotri madam, Dr. Usha Sharma ma'am, and Dr. Neerja Batla, Dr. Archana Verma, Dr. Tani Taneja, Dr. Kiran Pandey, and all the stalwarts present here, Dr. Maninder Ahuja, Dr. Sneha Behar. And it's my honor to introduce Dr. Kanchan. And she's a very wonderful person. She's a great friend of ours. And she's secretary of OBGYN Society of Kanpur for year 21-23. And she is vice president, honorary joint secretary, cultural secretary, library secretary of IMA Kanpur. She has been vice president, joint secretary, culture secretary, and treasurer of KOGS. And she has been she has won various awards, Pratigya Social Impact Award, Empowered Women Award, and Nari Ratan Samman and Corona Warrior Award, and Nari Suraksha and Nari Samman Award, and from Police Commissioner of Kanpur. And she has organized many conferences, national and international conferences of gynecologists, organized and chairperson of ultrasonography workshop of UPCOG, and many conferences. She's above all, she's a very great human being. So welcome, Dr. Sharma, Kanchan Sharma. We are looking forward to your talk on this very important topic on this non-communicable disease and its disease burden, a brief outlook.
Thank
Over
you,
to
Dr.
Kanchan
Manoj.
Sharma.
My president, Dr. Usha Goenka, is there. Dr. Usha Goenka, madam, you are there. 2 words from you of the blessings. Just.
I pranam to all my seniors, my Guru Dr. Meera Agnihotri, Dr. Usha Sharma, Dr. Ashna Verma, and all the best to you for your candidature. And you have done a great job.
Thank you, madam, for
All the best
always
for your
being there.
webinar. I think I'm in OT.
Okay, madam, you are busy. So, should I share the screen?
Very sorry, Kanchan, I will
Yes,
not
ma'am.
but all my best wishes for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam, for joining, even being so busy.
Thank you.
You can share the slides, ma'am.
My slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So, a brief outlook about the communicable diseases and its disease burden. First of all, my sincere thanks to all of these, to our chief guests, guest corners, and all the great speakers, Dr. Maninta Ahuja, Dr. Sneha Buhar, Dr. Sadhna Jaiswal, and all the chairpersons, respected chairpersons, Dr. Usha Goenka, Dr. Archana Sharma, Dr. Dinesh Pathak, Dr. Amrita, Dr. Savita Tyagi, Dr. Asha Mishra, Dr. Shashi Bala, and Dr. Preeti, and both the masters of ceremony who have joined today just to make this program successful. If we talk of the non-communicable diseases, just this diagram, colorful diagram, you must have seen a lot many places. It includes not only heart diseases, diabetes, cancer, chronic lung diseases, other NCDs, mental illness. These are its root. Along with this, there are a lot many other diseases that I'll come later on are included in this. These are chronic kidney diseases, muscular diseases, and even sensory diseases, including ophthalmic as well as ENT. Few diseases are included in it. So, coming on the definition, NCD is a medical condition or the disease which is not infectious, which are generally chronic in nature and have relatively low progression. They are not transmitted from one person to another by any agency. So non-communicable diseases are a defining problem of the 21st century. Therefore, we have to discuss about it. With an estimated economic loss of $7 trillion, especially in low and the middle economic countries between 2011 and 2025. By 2025, NCD are expected to cause 7 out of every 10 deaths in developing countries. Such a high rate. This challenge raises many questions, including how to raise the priority of NCDs on national policy agendas and augment the capacities and identify resources to overcome it. So, what are the coming on the type of NCDs? These are cardiovascular diseases, example coronary heart diseases, stroke, hypertension, cancer, chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, mental illness, accounting for the majority of the deaths because of disabilities. And as I have talked, we have included chronic kidney diseases and sensory diseases and musculoskeletal diseases in NCDs now. This is a just diagrammatic representation that 1 in 3 deaths in the women are from cardiovascular diseases and stroke, as seen in this diagram. This is NCD, then the second cancer and chronic respiratory diseases, and this is diabetes and mental illness. So we ask that why NCDs are important public health problem. As we have seen that NCDs are a major problem because 41 million deaths per year, they are occurring by these non-communicable diseases, and data may increase to 52 million deaths per year by 2030 if they go on increasing by this. So 71% of the all deaths which are considerable high, low and middle socioeconomic income countries, they are suffering by this. So there is a huge economic impact on the healthcare and medication cost on it and health budget. What is the global burden? If we talk about the non-communicable diseases, they kill 38 million people each year. That is almost 80% of death occur in low and middle economic countries. 16 million NCD death occur before the age of 70. If we talk of the cardiovascular diseases, they account for 40% of the NCD death, followed by cancer, respiratory diseases, and diabetes. These 4 group of diseases account for 82% of all the NCD deaths. Tobacco use, physical inactivity, the harmful use of alcohol, and unhealthy diets all increase the risk of dying from NCDs. This is very well shown in this diagrammatic representation. Yellow shows the cancer, blue shows the cardiovascular diseases. You see that there are so many, such a big area by this blue, then the chronic respiratory diseases by this orange color, digestive diseases by this green, and other non-communicable diseases has been shown in this diagrammatic representation. If we see in this bar diagram, this pink color that shows NCDs, yellow color that shows communicable diseases. We see in both the sexes, male as well as female, this non-communicable diseases, they are mostly affecting both the sexes and are the major cause of deaths. This is again a diagrammatic representation graph which shows that cardiovascular diseases, which is shown by the pink, that cause maximum deaths. Then the green, cancer, and all diabetes and all other non-communicable diseases. So deaths ranking of the 10 selected risk factors for the cause of deaths. Amongst these, if we go through this table, we see that raised blood pressure accounts for the maximum. Then the tobacco, high blood glucose, physical inactivity, overweight and obesity, high cholesterol, unsafe sex, alcohol use, childhood underweight, and indoor smoke from solid fuels are the causative factors. This is a very good diagram which shows what are the risk factors about the non-communicable diseases. Amongst this, the risk factor most important is the high blood pressure, and other are the physical inactivity. As has been discussed, that now our children, they are working from home, they are throughout in front of the computers and they sleep there, they work there, they are stressed, like shown in this diagram. That is physical inactivity and mental stress. They expose them to non-communicable diseases. Other is obesity, as shown in this diagram. Raised cholesterol level is one of very important key factor. Decreased vegetable and fruit intake. See this fatty girl. She is working and going on taking these all dry things. Is not consuming at all fruit and green vegetables. So that exposes her to NCDs. Other is alcohol. Now I have seen that in young ones, this alcohol consumption has become a status cue for the young ones. They are consuming in the parties lot much of the alcohol. They are consuming tobaccos. Even cigarette smoking is also increased. So that increases to NCDs in these. If we talk of the risk factors, these are non-modifiable as well as the modifiable risk factors. Non-modifiable risk factors, if we talk of the age, genetics and NCDs, this is many genetic genes, etc. They are also affecting this NCDs. They, because of many diabetes, etc. They are because of some genes, families, they run in family. They may be gender, family history, ethnicity. You cannot change. Prior history. These are non-modifiable factors. While modifiable risk factors are unhealthy diet, high blood sugar level, smoking, as I have shown in the previous slide, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, physical inactivity, overweight, and excessive alcohol, and stress. So, modifiable behavioral risk factors, tobacco accounts for around 6 million deaths every year and is projected to increase to 8 million by 2030. More than half of the 3.3 million annual deaths from harmful drinking are from NCDs. About 3.2 million deaths annually can be attributed to insufficient physical activity. And in 2010, 1.7 million deaths from CVS has been attributed to excess salt and sodium intake. This is a data collected, as we were just saying, Dr. Kiran Pandey was saying, we see that this factor over a life course, they accumulate. If we talk of from utero, these are being exposed. This is the different stages of the life: childhood, adolescent, adulthood, and midlife. So critical periods, there is a cumulative effect, more risk factor exposure and higher the likelihood of developing these diseases. So this can be specific to each disease. We have to focus on the common one with the proven cost-effective strategies. How we have to prevent and control the NCDs. WHO, World Health Organization, is involved in it. In 2011, under the banner of WHO, more than 190 countries, they agreed to reduce the NCD burden, including a global action plan for the prevention and control of NCD in 2013 to 2020. They had a particular plan. This plan aimed to reduce the number of premature deaths from NCDs by 25% by 2025 through 9 voluntary global targets. The targets will focus on addressing main risk factors such as tobacco use, harmful use of alcohol, unhealthy diet, and physical inactivity. The UN General Assembly will convene a third level meeting on NCDs in 2018. That happened, and to take stock of progress in attaining the global target by 2025. So coming on, we have seen that the first global ministerial conference on healthy lifestyle and non-communicable diseases control that held in Moscow, the Russian Federation. So governments are also coming. The aim of this conference was to support member states, develop and strengthen policies and program on healthy lifestyle and NCD prevention. The conference had 3 main goals. First of all, to highlight the magnitude and the socio-economic impact of NCDs, to review international experience on NCD prevention and control, to provide evidence on pressing need to strengthen global and national initiative to prevent NCDs as a part of National Health Plan and Sustainable Developmental Framework. So what are the high parameters for estimation of behavioral and the metabolic risk factors? The current daily tobacco smoking, the percentage of the population age 15 or older who smoke tobacco on a daily basis, they are under high risk. If the physical inactivity we talk, the percentage of population age 15 or older engaging in less than 30 minutes of the moderate activity per week or less than 20 minutes of the vigorous activity 3 times per week are or the equivalent. So this much physical activity is necessary. The raised blood pressure, we see that BP more than 140 systolic and more than 90 diastolic is under high risk. And millions of deaths can be prevented by stronger implementation of the measures that exist today. These include, again, the same policies that promote government-wide action against NCDs. Stronger anti-tobacco control policies are there. Promoting healthier diet, physical activity is to be promoted, reducing harmful use of alcohol, along with improving people's access to essential health care. Here we talk these things, but we have to bring it in the daily routine and do ground level work in these lines. So this is our health ministry. In Indian scenario also, they are working a lot much of regarding this. They have, if you see that they have all these agendas, and these are the schemes which are there, and these are provided to many these societies who are working for it. The government has provided even grants for this. These are the National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases and Stroke. This is in short known as NCDs. National Program for Control of Blindness and Visual Impairment, National Mental Health Program, National Program for Health of Elderly, National Program for Prevention and Control of Deafness. National Tobacco Control Program is also running there. National Oral Health Program scheme is also there with our government. National Program of Palliative Care, National Program for Prevention and Management of Burn Injury and Other Non-Communicable Diseases Control Program. These all are there in the agenda of our government health schemes. The first one, if we talk about the NCDs, I'll take all this very short. Objective of NCDs, these are to prevent and control the common NCDs through behavior and the lifestyle changes. It provides early diagnosis and management of common NCDs, build capacity at the various level of the healthcare for prevention, diagnosis and treatment of common NCDs. They train human resource to cope with increasing burden of NCDs and establish and develop capacity for palliative and rehabilitative care. So guidelines are being issued to the states for initiating population-based screening of the common NCDs, including diabetes, hypertension, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, chronic kidney diseases, and pilot project on integration of Ayush with NCDs has been initiated in 6 districts of the country, wherein the practice of yoga is an integral part of the intervention. Pilot intervention has been initiated for prevention and control of rheumatic fever and rheumatic heart diseases under platform of NCDs and Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram in 3 select districts. They have started this in 3 select districts. These are Gaya in Bihar, Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh, Hoshangabad in Madhya Pradesh. This intervention would be scaled up to other districts in a phased manner. Another initiative Another initiative is the integration of RNTCP with NPCDCs, wherein the National Framework for Joint Tuberculosis Disease collaborative activities has been developed to articulate a national strategy for bidirectional screening. This RNTCP people, they have started coming to our clinics and started doing work. Early detection and better management of tuberculosis and diabetes comorbidities in India are going on. So in summary, I can say that non-communicable diseases are now the most common cause of the death worldwide. Increasing rates in low and middle income countries because of change in lifestyle, that is their urbanization. Key risk factors have very large effect. Interventions are effective and can reduce burden. The need to combine results have large studies, as we have just discussed. So take home message is 80% of the heart diseases, diabetes and respiratory disease, and 40% of cancers are preventable by eliminating only 4 common risk factors. These are tobacco, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, and harmful use of alcohol. So thank you very much. Stay healthy, do exercise regularly, eat healthy, reduce stress, and drink plenty of water. Thank you very much for patient hearing and being with us. And we really, under all the guidance of seniors, want to start work for NCDs at a ground level. Thank you very much, Dr. Poor.
Thank you so much, Kanchan ma'am, for this seriously enlightening topic. And really, it's a need of an hour, so that we should look after. And NCD is not only the diabetes and hypertension, what you rightly said. It is, the spectrum is many. So thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful talk. I would like to invite the chairperson, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Jyoti ma'am, and Dr. Pragati Agarwal ma'am, to please their comments and any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Kanchan. Though I joined in the mid of your session, but really that was fantastic. This is the need of the hour, as he said, Dr. Datta. Lifestyle, today our children's lifestyle has become very wrong. They are only busy in their computer and
because
no physical activity. Many diseases can be avoided by changing their lifestyle.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I think these
I just remember one thing. हमारे childhood में हमारे parents बोलते थे, अरे कितना बाहर खेलेगा, घर को आके अब कुछ कर ले. Nowadays parents are like कि भाई कितना घर पे बैठ के टीवी देखेगा, बाहर जाके खेल लो. So बिल्कुल मैम.
बच्चों पे time ही नहीं है. They don't have time.
They work from home and sitting in front of computer. Time नहीं है तो bad foods ले लिए, कुछ भी ले लिया बस.
Either they are busy in studies or they are busy in work, but they don't get time.
Thank you so much.
Dr.
Manoj sir,
Kanchan,
your
really a
comments,
very good
please.
talk and a need of an hour. And you have really elaborated it very nicely and taken up this initiative, and hearty congratulations to you for that. And all the very best for your future endeavors. And I'm very sure that you will come out of it very successfully. Thank you so much for involving me and giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj and Dr. Pragati.
Thank you so much, Kanchan ma'am, for the talk, and to the chairperson, Pragati ma'am, and Manoj sir. Actually, Dr. Jyoti ma'am is not here. She is being unable to join.
Her message was there because she was in flight. Her flight was a bit delayed.
Yeah. So moving to our next topic, I would like to hand over to my co-moderator, Dr. Seema ma'am, to please introduce the chairperson of second session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Poor. As a lady approaches menopause with a decreasing estrogen and increasing androgen, she also now becomes very prone for the NCDs. So we have a very interesting topic now to be covered by Dr. Maninder Ahuja. The relation of menopause to metabolic syndrome, our study. The chairperson for this session, I have my proud privilege to introduce Dr. Usha Goenka, a humble, loving, exemplary leader with a golden heart and a diamond mind. She has been the life member of FOXY since 1982 and life member of many societies, Vice President of FOX since 2019-21, Secretary FOX 2012 to 2014. Now, again, my proud privilege to introduce Dr. Archana Sharma, a sweetheart and a brave heart, consultant IVF and laparoscopic surgeon, scientific and clinical director, Ganesh Hospital and Test Tube Baby Center, Ghaziabad, having the privilege of starting first Test Tube Baby Center in Ghaziabad. And also, she has been actively involved in fertility training programs, FOXY, and organizing secretary in many states as well as national conferences, has presented several papers and recipient of many awards. I would love to introduce Dr. Dinesh Pathak, who has graduated from Medical College, Calcutta, currently working as Senior Divisional Medical Officer, Obs and Gynae, Railway Hospital, Firozpur, Punjab, President, Firozpur Obs and Gynae Society, Founder Secretary of the FOGS, Firozpur, Punjab, having special interest in high-risk pregnancies and minimal invasive surgeries, has published many papers and has won several awards. I now request Dr. Archana Sharma to kindly introduce our speaker.
Thank you very much, Dr. Seema. First of all, I'll thank the organizers, especially Dr. Kanchan, for giving me the opportunity and involving me in such a prestigious webinar on so common diseases, non-communicable diseases. Now I got the opportunity and privilege to introduce Professor Maninder Ahuja. She is the President, Society of the Meaningful Life Management and a thoughtful, provoking leader. She is the Director, Ahuja Healthcare, Dental and Infertility. And she has got the experience of 40 years of dedicated work for the women from adolescent to menopause. She is VP SEFORMS since 2018, Web in Charge SEFORMS 2010 to 2014, and Secretary General from 2014 to 2018. And she was VP FOXY 2013 and 2014. And she is the President, Indian Menopause Society 2014 and 2015. There are lots of awards to her credit, and she is the author and editor of so many publications and so many books and original research on the age of menopause and its detriment of in menopause. Now she's a known national and international faculty, and she is going to talk on the relation of menopause to the metabolic syndrome, her study from South Asian population. Welcome, Madam Dr. Maninder Ahuja. Now, this is yours.
My regards, all the appreciation to Dr. Maninder Ahuja, Madam. You are an icon for us, and you are a source of great inspiration, because I have seen you working a lot, even being in such a, since very beginning. I have seen you. You are such a senior person and working a lot, and even now working at a ground level that have given so many forms and etc. I have seen you dancing and even very active at every level. Thank you, Madam.
She's a very charming and wonderful person, wonderful orator. And she's ever young, Dr. Maninder Ahuja. And whatever she is doing, she says what she is doing also. Yes. Giving always lifestyle teachings to all of us. And yoga and other things, gym and everything. We really appreciate and respect you, Madam.
Thank you for very kind words, my chairpersons, Dr. Usha, Dr. Archana, and Dr. Dinesh. First of all, then thank you to Dr. Kanchan Sharma for making this webinar possible on a very important topic, because we have one of our communicable diseases, except the COVID came and that was the communicable disease, which gave us again lessons for being, I think, doing something positive in all these spheres. And that gave us the message, yes, we can go online. We could go online for all the guidelines, from hand washes to pulse oximeter to keeping the distance to taking the drugs, everything. So that means the feasibility of the projects is now not a problem. So, but before that I had to give my thanks and to the wonderful key opinion leaders of our society, our leaders, teacher of teachers who have been working so hard for the women health at various levels, and nobody can parallel them. Dr. Usha Sharma, Dr. Meera Agnihotri, Dr. Neerja Batla, Dr. I keep forgetting the names.
Dr. Kiran Pandey, ma'am.
Yeah, Kiran Pandey, but before that,
Archana Verma.
Yeah, Archana Verma, because she's going to kill me if I am forgetting her name. Kiran Pandey, but most of important, I wanted to say Tarini Taneja. Tarini Taneja was the name I wanted to take because she is one person I've seen. She has been working incessantly for so many years in all the organizations, whether it's ISAR or it's FOXY, or it's even IMS, whatever the organization is, she gives her full, completely to that. So to all the chairpersons who are here now, so my welcome to each and every one of you. If I've forgotten anyone's name, please, I'm sorry. Neerja, I want to say you because if she's here, Neerja, are you there? I don't know, I can't see her. Because I have seen her the way she has created evidence for her work. So this is the evidence-based medicine which we have to be looking into. Now, one important thing which was forgotten in my CV was, now I'm the editor-in-chief of Journal of Midlife Health. Why I'm telling you? Because I would like all of you to come out with your publication, with your small studies, with your reviews, with your blogs, which we can now publish in the Journal of Midlife Health. So we'll be doing more research methodological webinars also. So my thanks to hold this glittering of the personalities who are there and who have been made possible by Dr. Kanchan, and my best of luck to Kanchan, Dr. Apurba, and Dr. Sneha Bhuar. Yes, I had forgotten her name because I could not see it here. Sneha, you have all been my favorite. And we had traveled, I think, 50 kilometers to reach our city, about 3 years, no, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. It was a long time, Shreya, before you became the chairperson of the FOXY committee. So anyway, this was the first webinar I have done about the relationship of menopause to metabolic syndrome in CEPHOMS countries, because the incidence of metabolic syndrome is very high in all the South Asian countries. And somehow or the other, we share many things in common. And I, being now the vice president of the CEPHOM, South Asian Federation of Menopause Societies, now which includes Sri Lanka, which includes Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and India. So these are the 5 countries now we are looking, and I'm doing my research project in all the South Asian countries. This is the first time we from Indian level, as the chief investigator, are doing an international multi-centric study. So that's why I want that all of you should be participating in this study, and all of you can become research scholars. There is no rocket science involved in that studies. So that the only thing that is constant is the change. And if that change is occurring, then what we have to do? We also have to change, because the surroundings are changing, the circumstances are changing. The COVID taught us how the research is important, because had we not done that quick research, internationally connected, we would not have got rid of COVID. I am not so sure whether we have got rid of COVID or not, but we controlled it. We controlled it over very quick discovery of the vaccines and the new treatment modalities and the research which was there, because that research mind has to be there in everybody. It's just an observation you make, and you can have your own research. So what is happening now? We are living in an aging world. We are living in an aging world. That is why the WHO has declared the 2020 to 2030 as the age of aging decade, where we all have to work towards prevention. The Kanchan Sharma, congratulations to you, because you have beautifully highlighted and made my work easy. Talked about all the causes of non-communicable diseases, all the effects, all the public health burden, and all the burden on the individuals which is there because of the non-communicable diseases. Why it is there? Have we thought of why the more incidence is there in the South Asian countries? So now what we are working on, evidence-based medicine. Every time we give references, but whose references are they? They are copied from AOCOG or RCOG or other studies which are happening. How many our own evidence we are producing? Why can't we produce our own evidence? For the last 70 years, we are looking towards the West for creating this evidence. So what is evidence-based medicine? It's just what evidence you see from observation, patient values, your clinical expertise, that can all be integrated, they can all be analyzed, and evidence-based medicine can be created. So it's not difficult, but we are not attuned to that. Look at the health workers in our country, 5.76, and allopathic doctors, 1.16 million, midwives, nurses, 2.34 million, pharmacists, 1.2 million, dentists, 0.72 million, traditional medical practitioner, Ayush, 0.75 million. So with this population, can we not produce evidence even by simple Google forms? So that's why when I started doing this study, and COVID has taught us to communicate through these electronic media, I think the study should become very easy and all of you can participate in. So that is the one arm of my study through these health workers. That is for the health workers only through the Google Forms. So what are the 5 steps of creating evidence? I'm not going to talk much about the research methodology, because on 7th, again, I have a webinar on research methodology, and I have given you the link here. I think I will give you link again. And after that, again, we'll be doing webinars on how to write a paper, so that each and every one of us who has done their thesis and forgotten everything now can do that again. So first thing is ask a question. So from where do you learn that question? You see it around you. About metabolic syndrome, yes, I saw it in my colleagues when they were HRT, taking HRT, myself, when they didn't have any risk factor and they developed myocardial infarction. Why was that? Why the incidence is more in South Asian countries? We are missing onto some link. So we have to find that missing link. So first you ask a question, then you find an information or evidence to that question. So that is what we'll be doing through that cross-sectional study or through the Google Forms. So critically appraise the information. Then you have to do the statistical analysis, integrate appraised evidence with own clinical experience, patient preferences, and then evaluate what changes you have to bring. So why there is so much of burden of non-communicable diseases and metabolic syndrome, and we are not decreasing in the 70 years of our post-independence era. So that is where we have to change the thought processes of everybody. That's why I called all these key opinion leaders now as the thought-changing, thought-processing leaders now, because they have to create the new thought processes. Because if we are going to go on the same old method of teaching and learning, we are not going to change anything at all. So different levels of evidence are there, from expert opinion to cross-sectional, case control studies, cohort studies, and then comes the cross-sectional study. And then you have randomized control and meta-analysis of all these kind. That will be another topic altogether. We are not going to talk on that. Now, just going to give you an introduction about metabolic syndrome. That is very, very important. Now, metabolic syndrome is a complex disorder defined by a cluster of interconnected factors that increase the risk of cardiovascular, atherosclerotic disease, diabetes type 2. And metabolic syndrome, what increase? So the risk factors which are there, dysglycemia will be there, dyslipidemia, central obesity, and hypertension. So this central obesity is very, very important for the South Asian population, because with the same BMI, South Asian population, because of the central obesity, had more chances of developing an atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. So that is very important. So prevalence of metabolic syndrome from premenopausal, postmenopausal suddenly rises from 13.8% in premenopausal to more than 60% in the postmenopausal women. So we have to look into these etiology, why they are there. Why? Might be glucose intolerance. That glucose intolerance is more in South Asian countries, maybe more of central fat redistribution, which is occurring in menopause, maybe hypoestrogenic state, which is causing this redistribution of fat. Maybe I have just read a recent study in 2022 where they were correlating symptoms of menopause, which are occurring in the menopausal transition, to the occurrence of metabolic syndrome later on. So these menopausal symptoms, they have been widely reported, but in our countries, they have not been studied to that an extent. And very few studies are relating metabolic syndrome to menopausal status in there. And there are also many studies highlighting the CVD plaque disruption in asymptomatic women. So when there are asymptomatic women, then what are the risk factors where we should be doing more investigation, more interventional procedures like CT and GO to diagnose these women, so that if already a plaque has formed, we cannot give them HRT, though it has lots of advantages of giving HRT out there. So study rational hypotheses. What was our hypothesis? Whenever you have to do a hypothesis, you have to do a study, you have to have a hypothesis. This was my first study on age of menopause and determinants of age of menopause. And we found out that our age of menopause is 6 years earlier. So in South Asian countries, we have menopause occurring earlier. So maybe because of that earlier hypoestrogenic state, we have more chances of developing metabolic syndrome is there. And this hypoestrogenic state is more there, fluctuation from perimenopause to menopause are there. And now, like I told you about that study, many symptoms are being diagnosed during menopause transition, which can increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. So other hypotheses are that perhaps the genetic factors are got, because in asymptomatic women where we could not find anything, the genetic factors may be there. So that's why it's very important to take the family history. So when we'll go through the Google Forms, just that will take 5 minutes only. So we will be taking all these factors in the history there, so that we can evaluate, where we have to do a sample study of about 6,000 to 7,000 women, about 2,300 from India, and other will be from other 4 countries. So might be that, maybe diet of our South Asian population is different, or maybe our obesity pattern is different, like the Apple pattern is there. So this topic is important because of the sheer number of the population which is there in South Asian country, because of the public health expenditure, which has been very beautifully highlighted by Kanchan. Prevention is possible, very, very important. When something can be prevented and still we suffer from that disease, what should we call ourselves? Futuristic people? Though it appears simple, but many ramifications of metabolic syndrome are there, not only quality of life, but quantity of life is also which is affected. So there was need for this large study, because there has not been any large study in the South Asian countries or in India so far, so that we can learn where we can MHT can be instituted safely in asymptomatic women and symptomatic women, what preventive methods can be taken, or what health strategies can be taken, what is more important in the anthropometric or in the biochemical factors. And that is all we'll be listing in this study. It's a very simple, doable study, which all of you can do it. Though I am the chief investigator, but everybody who participates in the study and gives us 200 data, which can be given on the Google form, but better, I am giving you the Excel sheets also, and simple question, simple 2 biochemical tests, lipid profile and blood sugar has to be done, and simple anthropometric measurement can be taken, which I'll be just telling you. And then all of you can become coordinators, you can become co-investigators, or you can become, even though help in writing, co-authors also. But I invite all of you to please participate. And if you can't do anything, at least fill up your own form if you are between the age of 35 to 60 years of age. And if you cannot, at least your staff, your paramedical staff, and your patients coming to OPD, you can just ask them also, help them to fill that form. So you can do that. Even if few cases, doesn't mean that you have to do 200 cases, do 5, 10, 15, 20. Anyway, share it. Sharing is caring. So that is very important. So the first objective was to find out the prevalence of metabolic syndrome and its components in pre and post menopausal women using IDF criteria. Now I'll be telling you what is IDF criteria, which we are going to use in this study. And secondary objective are relationship between age of menopause and metabolic syndrome, profile menopausal groups by IDF parameters, relationship between family history of hypertension, diabetes, CVD with metabolic syndrome, association of metabolic syndrome with diet and lifestyle, relationship with previous history of PCOS, that is very, very important. All of us has been talking about PCOS, but none of us follow those PCOS patients in the menopause, because after delivery, these women, they become orphan-like. They don't look after their health, and we also stop looking after their health. Relationship between menopause symptoms and metabolic syndrome, that is what study I was telling you, and relationship between anthropometric parameters and metabolic syndrome, relationship between biochemical markers and metabolic syndrome, and when and how to start the preventive measures. These are all the objectives of this study. This is a cross-sectional study, and the survey instruments are 2. One are the Google forms I told you. I'll be showing you the questions of the Google form. Same questions will be sent to you on the hard copies, for hard copies which you can download, print out, take the photocopies and fill up and send them. Alternatively, so you can do the data collection in your own clinics also, like that's a clinic cross-sectional study, and they participants will be asked to fill in their details of personal history, everything that I'll be going into again, details. But the very important thing is patient. Patient is very, very important thing. So patient information sheet and the consent. 2 things are very important. And for one thing, for every study, we have to take the ethics approval. For private practitioner, I have already taken a ethics approval. So that is there with me. For institutions who are helping me, they are taking ethics approval, and already ESI hospital is doing it, PGI Chandigarh is doing it, from Jammu they are doing it, from Sonipat they are doing it, Dr. JB Sharma from All India Institute of Medical Sciences is doing it. So many others are coming up, but I want all of you also to come up and participate in this study, because then you will feel you have contributed to the first largest study in the menopausal women, in the perimenopausal and menopausal women. The inclusion and exclusion, there is nothing, just age criteria, less than 35 years and more than 60 years. So that means women between the 35 years to 60 years belonging to any profession, any religion, except Asian origin, they should be, so that can be taken. So the first thing is ethics committee approval. This is what has been taken. So selection of the patient, this is the methodology of the study, 35 to 60 years. Data collection, I have told you, by trained paramedical staff or healthcare professional on Google Forms. or they can do it on the hard copies also, statistical analysis, then discussion on the data, on virtual meeting will be done among all the stakeholders who are going to participate in this study, and final draft by consensus, and then the publishing will be done of this study. This is the how when you click, when you are, I'm sending you messages on the Google form, to click on the form, this is how the form will open up. So it's very easy. You click in the WhatsApp only, your Google form will open up. But before doing that, you do your lipid profile and blood sugar, your height, weight, and BMI. That's all you have to calculate, and waist circumference. How to calculate that I'm going to just tell you. So statistical analysis, I'm not going to go into the details because that is beyond the scope of you people, but statistical analysis and what is the sample size that has already been decided, and depending upon the population, the Pakistan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, they have to provide, and Nepal, they have to provide about 300 premenopausal and 350 postmenopausal women. But from India, we have to give 2,000 to 2,030 women premenopausal and postmenopausal. Now I come to you. What is the IDF criteria? IDF criteria is International Diabetic Federation criteria, because there are various criteria for diagnosing metabolic syndrome, and they are almost the same, except for waist circumference. All the criteria are almost the same. So central abdominal obesity, when the waist circumference should be is more than 80 centimeters. So how do you measure your waist? That is very important. Just take it above the umbilicus, just half an inch above, or in between your ribs and the iliac spine, your iliac crust. So midpoint that, and it should be loose, and it should be a stretchable tape, which we get plastic tape. That should be in everybody's clinic: height, weight, BMI, waist circumference. My patients don't enter my clinic without getting that data written on their OPD cards. So hypertriglyceridemia, that means total glyceride should not be more 150 is the criteria for metabolic syndrome. HDL less than 50 milligram or under treatment of dyslipidemia. High blood pressure more than 130 or diastolic more than 85, or treatment for previously diagnosed hypertension. Blood sugar more than 100 milligram or the treatment for previously diagnosed diabetes. So all these patients can be taken, and any two criteria will be taken as the evidence of the metabolic syndrome. Sample collection, venous blood will be taken early in the morning. So that is the only thing which is hindering my easy collection, is that you have to call the patient empty stomach in the morning and take the blood sugar and their lipid profile. So other, I'm coming into what demographic, age, country, address, ethnicity, what personal anthropometric measurements and family history, LMP, and biochemical tests. So what are the anthropometric measurements? Very simple. You have to take your height, and you have to take weight by electronic machines only, and with the light clothes only, and no footwear. That is very important. Waist circumference, I have already told you, midway between the bottom of the rib cage and superior margin of the iliac crest during inspiration, and with the help of non-stretchable measuring tape. And blood pressure will be measured twice with the standard barometer blood pressure apparatus is there. Patient information sheet and consent is very important. In the Google Forms, it's implied. When you go through the Google Form, you will find it that already patient information sheet is there, which is very, very important for any research study that we invite you to take part in the South Asia study. It is important that you understand that several general principles that apply to take part in the study. In this, taking part in this study is entirely voluntary. We have to tell them, you can withdraw it anytime. The confidentiality will be maintained. This is very, very important. But we are taking a consent that in case we do a follow-up study, which if I'm okay, I'll be doing that follow-up study, because that will be giving us more information if we collect the data from the same women after 1 year. So they give their consent. So this is the consent. This is the consent form is there. I think I won't waste your time by going through the consent. All of you just go through it. These are the standard consent forms. where because we are not doing any harm to them except taking a blood sample, but we have to tell them that a simple prick will be there. Now we come to the personal information. We will be asking them email, name, mobile number, but we are not sharing that data with anybody. That is in case we have to do a follow-up study. Address with country pin code. I will know which part of the country they are. Age in years, just age in years. We are not asking in details how many months because nobody is able to tell us that. Country of residence, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or address, ethnicity, Asian or other. That's all. Simple information. There is nothing difficult at all. Personal history, just question, were you having irregular periods when you were adolescent, or you diagnosed with PCOS, a difficulty in conceiving? So you can, all of you can diagnose PCOS or hypertensive disorders in pregnancy. If they are giving a history, number of pregnancies, simple, even included abortion, 2, 3, 4, anyway. Diet, simple, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian. Exercise is very, very important because that is very important factor of metabolic syndrome. No exercise, sedentary desk job. Our job profile involves moving around 15 minutes of exercise you are doing, or half an hour you are doing of moderate activity, or you are doing regular gym exercise. Now this information is very, very important because this will not only initiate people into doing exercise also, even if they are not doing, they will know how important it is. Then age of menarche is important. The last menstrual period, roughly in months, how many months will, because if it's more than 12 months, then you are menopausal. You have to understand that. Are you a healthcare worker? Yes or no, doctor, nurse or other. And family history in the first degree members. This is very important. Mother, father, sister, brother, maternal grandparent and paternal grandparent of diabetes, fragility fractures, hypertension, and CHD. They normally tell you these histories. It's not difficult to get these histories. Then menopause transition, your cycles now, they are regular, irregular, or when was the last period, they are shorter, heavier, or then are you having hot flushes, or you had hot flushes in the perimenopausal age, or you are having night sweats, or did you have night sweats previously? Are you having sleep disturbances, mood disturbances? Because these are related to high incidence of cardiac coronary artery disease. That is why even I want to know all of you, because we are having sleep disturbances, night sweats, and we are not taking it seriously. That means you will land up in coronary artery disease. Did you take MHT? Yes or not, or still on MHT or not? This is all the information we want. And then weight in kgs, physical examination, height in centimeters, then waist circumference, which I've talked, and blood pressure. And out of the biochemical test, just lipid profile and fasting blood sugar. Hemoglobin A1C can be done. They should be done within the last 3 months. If you, anyone of you have got them done within 3 months, you don't have to get them done again, and you can fill up the same questionnaire again about HDL, LDL, and triglycerides and total glyceride, cholesterol. That's all. So, can you do it? So this is the research methodology workshop, which I'm going to have on 7th June. That's already planned. After that, we'll have how to do paper writing. So main thing is that we have to always take that first step. We don't have to look at the whole staircase. What's going to happen? I didn't think it. I've been trying to do this project for many years, but because of the logistic constraints, it was not possible. But now, because of my position and my COVID and the Google Forms coming up, everything has made it very easily. And our doctors, they are realizing their importance. Our teaching institutions, they are coming forward to do this project because they feel it's very important. I'm sure after this project, many teaching institutions will give to their PG students the topic of metabolic syndrome, because there are many more ramifications than just these factors which we are looking into. So persistence is the ability to keep moving forward in spite of difficulties. So I am persistent. I was the first one who started talking about prescription of exercise when everybody was talking about recurrent abortions and PPH and everything, because I realized there is a definite segment of women which we are ignoring, which cannot be ignored, because if we ignore them, we are going to have a pandemic of non-communicable diseases and metabolic syndrome. So research is just formalized curiosity. It's poking, prying with a purpose, and you can be able to do it. We would have more brainstorming webinars on different angles and research of metabolic syndrome. The basic, as Kanchan has said, is just exercise, diet, and medication. Coming together is beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. So all of us are going to work together. And so I have already talked about this point about the teaching institution coming up to help us later on with our project.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a wonderful talk and also for inviting us all to join your project. In fact, Kanchan ma'am was discussing with me, and we are planning to give one of our residents this thesis topic on NCDs.
Thank you.
So
Here I am able to talk personally. Everybody is convinced that this can be done. And we get so many patients in the OPD from 35 to 60 years of age. There's no problem at all. We just have to get 2 blood tests, which we are normally getting it done, and the height rate, which are normally getting it done.
The only thing that we will take out the printout of these consent forms and can
Just send me your email IDs. I will email you, or I can just give you on your WhatsApp group also, WhatsApp your inbox also. Anyway, you can download it and get the printouts and start filling the form. If you are in an institution, you have to take your internal ethics committee clearance. If you are in private practice, you just don't have to do anything because our ethics clearance number will be there. That's all. Because, but the clearance is not difficult because we are not involving any biological products. We are not doing any interventional drug. We are studies. We are not using any drugs. So it's a simple observational study where there is no problem at all. So already ESI hospital, PGI, they got their approval done.
Dr. Meera Agnihotri madam is there in ethics committee. She is chairperson.
She has left it now because I wanted them to listen to this project, because these are the ones who are the real thought processing leaders, and we have to move ahead. Don't we realize with 37,000 of Oxians and 1.7 million of healthcare workers, what we are doing actually? We are not giving a good quality care, because until unless we come out with our own evidence, we won't be able to give that quality care. Because MHT does not mean the same thing for everybody. It does not mean. It's absolutely individualized MHT, but MHT is very important because it does prevent, if given early, it does prevent CAD. It does prevent your metabolic syndrome. It does reduce your obesity. It reduces your sleep disturbances, your hot flushes, your mood disturbances. Everything I tell you within 15 days it's there. But then we have to assess them for risk factors. That is very important. Now that is the issue which has become now important, risk factors.
Thank you, ma'am, for such important tips also, and definitely we'll take guidance from you. Now I invite the chairpersons for their expert comments.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. It's a very nice talk, and I'm in. So I can come look forward for your communication, and we can help you in the research, because we have been looking for a long time to participate in and do such research works. But we were thinking only, but we were not able to do anything. But now I think I have got something to do. So definitely I will back to do it, madam. So please give me the link.
Thank you very much. And I know many of you will be coming. Just give me a message in my inbox. If you can get my number is easy, 9810881048. So easy, 9810881048. So I'm on WhatsApp all the time. If you give a message on my WhatsApp, I'm going to send you all the documents, from the questionnaire to the consent to the patient information sheet to the Excel sheet even, where you have to collect the data. So it's very easy. No, the thing at all. I made everything standardized, made up for you. You just have to fill up those 10, 20, 21 questions are there. Total I had counted. That's all. Very simple.
Thank you, madam, for a wonderful study you have enumerated. And we will definitely, all of us will be like to be the part of whatever study. It's very motivating study what you have done, and we really have to take participation in all that.
Thank you, Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Archana. I'll be waiting for your comments on my inbox, so that just give me your email ID, or you just said one sentence that you want to participate in the study of relation of menopause to metabolic syndrome.
Definitely, madam.
Thank you, speaker, as well as the chairpersons. What we interpreters, we have to, develop also the exercise centers at every place, be it home or be it the workplace. As far as I know about myself, I have been a table tennis player and I used to run away to play. I didn't get a table, I didn't get a partner, so I bought a lawn tennis racket and I played with the wall. I'll send you all my video of playing on the wall. So we have to inculcate that habit of playing. So even that will be a help in NCD. So I will hand over my.
I'm just going to share my future study with you. That is in old people home, because I had seen some women sitting on wheelchairs there. So my project is, if with proper physiotherapy, can we get them out of those wheelchairs? So I think I'll be doing this 2 months or 3 months study and doing a small number of patients only, about 10, 15 or 20 only, and then share with all of you results of how we can make the life better for these people. They just don't have to live with that thing. It is not the right notion that you have to live with your old age. You have to live with disabilities. These disabilities can be conquered. And exercise is the basic nutrition and exercise.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Now I hand over the next session to Dr. Apoor.
Thank you so much. First of all, congratulations, Maninder ma'am. Now, Maninder ma'am, this is your beauty, or ye aapka ma'am hai. You are doing hard work and you let all of us ki bhaiya tum bhi kaam karo. So that is what Maninder ma'am is all about. So, ma'am, thank you so much for sharing this a wonderful, topic, and really, हम लोग के अंदर में वो आग जगा दिया कि हम भी NCD के लिए कुछ करें. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this. So moving to our next talk, and the speaker is really one of my very favorite, Dr. Sneha Bhuyar ma'am. And to welcome that, first I would like to welcome the chairperson. The first chairperson is Dr. Amrita Jaipuriyar ma'am. Ma'am is at present the president of Gorakhpur OBG Society. She has hold a lot of posts, the secretary of the Gorakhpur Menopause Society.
Thank you, Dr. Apurva. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much
for being with us, for being and blessing us. Second, Dr. Savita Tyagi ma'am. Ma'am is the secretary of Agra OBG Society. She is being chairperson of the Rural Committee of IMS and whatnot. Thanks, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next chairperson is very senior Dr. Asa Mishra ma'am. Ma'am is at present the president of Hapur OBG Society. She is being Professor Emeritus and former head of the Department of OBG at National Capital Institute of Medical Science and Hospital, Meerut.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming and giving your blessings. I would like to invite Dr. Amrita Jaipuriyar ma'am to introduce our own, very own speaker for the third session, Dr. Sneha Bhuyar ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Apurva, for the kind words. All my love and blessings to you. May you have a bright future. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Kanchan Sharma for giving me this opportunity to chair this session of prestigious session of Dr. Sneha Bhuyar. My regards to all the chief guests and guests of honor, Dr. Usha Sharma, Dr. Meera Agnihotri ma'am, Dr. Archana Verma, Dr. Maninder Ahuja, Dr. Nirja Bhatla, and Dr. Kiran Pandey. All my co-chairs, Dr. Tyagi and Dr. Savita Tyagi and Dr. Asha Mishra. So that today, and all the dignitaries present here on this platform, the chairpersons of other topics and the wonderful speakers, which we are going to hear and which we have already heard. So the role of lifestyle in non-communicable diseases, all the dignitaries and faculty have said the same. And we are talking about at present, the NCDs, the prevention of NCDs. But we have known it for long that a disciplined life, good food and exercise gives us a good life. So it was long way back before the NCD word was coined. So it was way back, and now we know that it's the way forward too. May I have the CV of Dr. Sneha? Yeah. Introducing Dr. Sneha is indeed a proud privilege, and she is the managing director of Sukharta Hospital Maternity and Laparoscopic Infertility Clinic at Yavatmal. And she is presently, she has been the chairperson of breast committee, and she has achieved so many awards: Dr. Anandibai Joshi Award, Foxy President Appreciation Award for her exemplary work, Appreciation Award for Cancer, Champion of Foxy 2019, International MS Signature Award for Phenomenal Leadership, Lokmat Healthcare Excellence Award, and many more. She has held many posts: Foxy Chairperson, as I already said, Governing Council Member 2021 to 2022, Founder President of Vidarbha Society, and also she is associated to AMOGS also. Presently, all Maharashtra OBGYN Society. She has been the organizing chairperson of the zonal conference. She has many publications and talks to her credit, and has many research work going on, and she has already done research on menopause in 2018. So over to you, Dr. Sneha Bhuyar, for your wonderful talk. We are all ears.
Dr. Amrita, I have few words to speak about Dr. Sneha. She is the most loving, most humble, and most hardworking person. She is very brilliant, and I always have so many words of appraisal for her. She, along with her husband, is very hardworking, and they are still going to gyms, etc., and obeying all the rules of lifestyle. Therefore, this topic is best suited to her, the lifestyle and NCDs. So most
yes,
welcome.
thank you so much.
And all the good wishes, ma'am. You are coming for the vice president. All the good wishes to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amrita, for that kind introduction, and dear Kanchur for the wonderful words. I'm very humble. A very good evening to respected Madam Usha Sharma and Madam Meera Agnihotri. Respect and regards. Thank you so much for all your blessings, Madam. Madam Nirja Batla, for your insights into the subject, and dear friend Dr. Archana Verma, Dr. Tarini, and Dr. Kiran Pandey. Thank you so much, all the esteemed faculties, for having me here. And I'm sure all of you are already convinced about the non-communicable diseases. The previous speakers, Dr. Kanchan and dear Dr. Maninder, has done justice, full justice, and all of us are motivated to work for the noble cause. So with this, I just start sharing my screen, and I would straight away go to my talk for today's show. Role of lifestyle in non-communicable diseases. Friends, as Dr. Kanchan has said, yes, this is the most appropriate subject at the age of 58, being so fit. I shall walk the talk. That is what I mean to say, and that is why I think I can do justice to this topic, explaining. And of course, all of you are the illustrious speakers and faculties here, but even for the general public, I think we should start the awareness campaigns. So, role of lifestyle in non-communicable diseases. Dr. Kanchan has already given the brief introduction. Just to remind once again, non-communicable, that is not transmitted from one person to other, may be neither infected nor afflicted. And these are the diseases which are actually, they are of longer duration. And that's the very reason they're labeled as chronic illnesses or chronic diseases as well. If you talk about diabetes, hypertension, asthma, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, cancers, Mental illnesses, Dr. Tarini was talking about Alzheimer's, epilepsy, cerebrovascular disease. Some of them do have genetic association, may it be hereditary, and of course, majority of them have impact of environment and lifestyle. Previously, the figure quoted was 70%, but the recent most evidence is almost 82% of the deaths worldwide, which happen, that to untimely deaths, they are because of non-communicable diseases. Just have a look at this picture. Majority of the diseases, including diabetes mellitus, cardiovascular diseases, and then many more, these are the causes for the untimely death, and these are because of non-communicable diseases. So why lifestyle is so very important in preventing these non-communicable diseases? Because we know that these are the risk factors which are definitely, causative of these diseases. Tobacco use, may it be chewing or smoking on priority, harmful proportion of alcohol, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity. These risk factors, they track right from the childhood to adulthood. And that's the very reason, as some of our esteemed faculty suggested, it should start from school days. So awareness has to start from the school. Then only we can, improve on the habits of the youngsters. It's well documented that healthy lifestyle plays an important role in primordial as well as primary prevention of the non-communicable diseases. So how can the non-communicable diseases be prevented? Are they really preventable? Yes, they are, because we know what are the risk factors, and definitely if we work on this, they are prevented. Tobacco use, may it be chewing or smoking, excess or harmful proportion of alcohol, obesity, that is unhealthy diet habits, and physical inactivity. These are the factors responsible for non-communicable diseases. So what does WHO talk about this? WHO's mission is to provide leadership and the evidence base for international action on surveillance, prevalence, and control of NCDs. Definitely, government has to take urgent action to meet the global targets to reduce the burden of NCDs. And one of the most important way of reducing the deaths due to NCDs actually to work on the lifestyle or the risk factors which are actually responsible for the development of these NCDs. So why not to act on the grassroots risk factors? So our aim should be to hit at the target to prevent the risk factors. So tackling these risk factors, they're not only going to save the lives of these individuals, but definitely it's going to boost the economy of the country. And of course, as every speaker has stressed on these, the four major NCDs which are responsible for the untimely deaths, these are the heart disease and strokes, diabetes, cancer, and chronic lung diseases, of which the first three illnesses, they are due to tobacco, unhealthy diet, alcohol, and physical inactivity. Of course, the chronic lung diseases, the tobacco smoking is the main risk factors rather than the diet. Now, factors which can be controlled. As we have already agreed on this, that yes, obesity, we can definitely optimize our BMI. We can definitely reduce our weight to the optimum as per recommendation. And what is that? It is because of you have to work on the dietary habits. So what is faulty diet? Definitely eating red meat, that too processed meat, sugary drinks, or canned colas. All these energy drinks or caffeinated drinks, these are the habits of these youngsters. I won't say youngsters, but yes, junk food is even becoming the the routine for majority of even the educated class. And why this is so more rampant in India? Because if I'm sure all of you will agree to it, that the healthy food, which is healthy and with definitely not causing all these diseases, is little costing higher, and that's a very reason youngsters or even the middle class people who are, working alone, staying alone without families, they would, go for this junk food. And that's the reason they are falling prey to this junk food and becoming the victims of non-communicable disease. So it's not a disease of only the affluent society. It is now spreading rampantly in the lower socioeconomic strata as well. So what are the problems due to red meat? All of you know, red meat has got a high content of fat, and that too saturated fat. Cholesterol, of course, it has got very high content of sodium as well, which is harmful for the worsening of hypertension as well. It can increase type 2 diabetes, coronary artery disease, and all the vasculopathy associated with diabetes, vasculopathy, nephropathy, retinopathy, and certain types of cancers like colorectal cancers. The studies show that risk of this, red meat eaters, they have a higher risk of heart disease and all these illnesses by 13% as compared to the general population. And for having those who are having processed red meat, it is 20%. So of course, meat eaters also should have to look into this matter that yes, which meat is safer. So fish, shellfish, lean chicken preferably, these are the healthy meats and they should be preferred. So what are the problems with the sugary drinks and simple carbs? Carbohydrates, all of you know, it's energy or calories. So taking excess carbs, simple carbs, sugary drinks, it's going to increase your weight. So obesity, type 2 diabetes, and then the vicious cycle starts with heart disease, kidney disease, stroke, and non-alcoholic liver disease. Of course, tooth decay, caries, and gout, these are other problems. Even having one can cola per day is very hazardous. It's going to have all these effects of increased weight gain, obesity, and of course, increased breast size, high cholesterol, diabetes. This is confirmed by the landmark study by US Framingham study. Carbonated sodas, they lead to chronic kidney disease, and Coke also can lead to pancreatic cancers. So we have to, we don't have to just say that just having one can per day may not have effect. But yes, it has been proven beyond doubt that it has an adverse effect on your body. Factors which can be controlled definitely. What we have been talking about is unhealthy lifestyle. So unhealthy diet as well as the physical activity. We have to work on both. We have to reduce the substance use or abuse, you can say, the tobacco, chewing, smoking, alcohol in harmful proportion. We have to be very active physically. And of course, we have to take care of our diet as we have been describing that what is unhealthy diet and what effect it has on your health. So coming to the healthy diet, how do we plan our healthy diet? We have to calculate our daily caloric requirement, and we have to divide our dish into, we have to do caloric distribution. So we have to divide our dish into 4 parts. First half, it should be mainly the non-starchy vegetables and fruits, and the second half, it's palm full of proteins, crudely if I say, and a fistful of carbohydrates and fats. Replace the saturated and trans fats by the unsaturated fats. Increase consumption of fruits and vegetables, nuts and whole grains. Of course, you have to drink lots of water and fluids, but avoid caffeinated drinks. And you have to lower the sodium intake. And of course, you have to reduce the excess caloric intake. We have to, of course, monitor the air quality at workplace and schools and offering smoke-free zones. You can have a look at this picture, what is good for your heart as well. Lots of fruits and fresh vegetables and berries and cherries and, all these superfoods as well. So have a look at this right side. Your dish should be spread this way. A major chunk, that is 40% almost, by fruits and non-starchy vegetables, broccoli, and all these antioxidants. Only 10% of the fats, and remaining 50% is by 25% proteins and 25% of fiber-rich carbohydrates. If you have a look at this new pyramid of food, start from the base, the maximum proportion should be occupied by fruits and nuts and berries, fresh fruits, and of course the antioxidants or superfoods and the vegetables. And then comes the next layer, that is the whole grains, jowar, bajra, legumes and lentils. And then comes the proteins, that too, the healthy proteins, that is fish, shellfish, lean chicken and eggs, of course, the healthy olives as well you can include here. Then comes still lesser the spices and herbs. So you have to cut down on your tea, coffee as well, and you have to cut down on spices and dairy products as well. Still lesser is, the wine, and of course a strict no or minimum of added sugar, that to refined one you have to avoid. Drinking lots of fluid and water, having healthy food, keeping yourself very active, doing physical exercising, and of course with peace of mind, and read inspirational books or you enjoy whatever. Now, what does this exercise does to our body? How it is helpful? It definitely increases or improves blood flow or circulation, and thereby it improves the oxygenation of the tissues. It burns calories, so naturally it reduces weight or helps maintain a healthy weight. It releases endorphins and keeps you happy, relaxed mentally. So that is how the exercise is very, very helpful. And how does it help to prevent the cancer prevention? Well, basically, as we have been describing, everybody is stressing on this point. Poor lifestyle or unhealthy lifestyle, that is unhealthy eating habits, sleeping habits, what somebody has described, what's a routine lifestyle nowadays, sleeping late and rising late as well. Junk food, pollution, consumption of alcohol, smoking, addictions, all these things, these are going to increase the risk of cancer. But yes, eating healthy food, having balanced diet, regular exercise, and maintaining your body oxygenation as well, avoiding substance abuse, and keeping cool mentally will definitely help you. This is just an article which is in Hindi, so I have just included it. But one of the most effective way to control the deaths from NCDs is to limit or avoid the causes that lead to development of these diseases. And that's a very reason we have to hit at the target, promote healthy eating habits, active lifestyle, avoid substance abuse, whatever tobacco and alcohol as well. Of course, we have to be very, very aware of these diseases. You have to keep yourself, you have to make the public also aware that you keep yourself under surveillance after this particular age. Get it screened, get it detected earlier, go for prompt treatment of these NCDs. And of course, if at all you have it, you are suffering from it, then palliative care as a long-term measure. So WHO's Department for the Prevention of NCDs in 2013 says that they developed a global action plan for the prevention of control of NCDs from 2013 to 20. And this plan included 9 global targets with the greatest impact toward the prevention and management of NCDs. So I think all of us have discussed it. I'm just summarizing it, that yes, definitely healthy eating and healthy living is going to protect you from non-communicable disease and can identify or control the NCDs, and it's going to definitely, minimize the risk of untimely deaths, what is the irony of the situation. And that's a very reason, let's adapt a healthier lifestyle and spread awareness regarding the same. I'm sure all of us are motivated, and we're going to, also contribute to Dr. Maninder's research project, and I'll be the first one to contribute to your project, Dr. Maninder. I'm so happy I was a part of your research on menopausal health, as you were the committee chair for FOXY as well. And with this very short topic and talk, I think I conclude here. And once again, thank you, Chairperson Dr. Amrita, Dr. Asha, Madam, and Dr. Savita. And thank you all for patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your talk is always an eye-opener for all of us. We always learn a lot of things, and the main part is, ma'am, it is so much down to earth. You have stated those things which can be applied by each of us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us. And now I would like to invite the chairperson, Amrita ma'am, Savita ma'am, and Asa ma'am to have their comments and any questions.
It was a very wonderful talk, madam, as usual. And we have to work at a grassroots level. Only then we can prevent this NCD. Otherwise, it will be not possible for us. Our country is the largest hub for the diabetes. Not only for the diabetes, but also the cervical cancer is also there. And what I have seen in the village areas, all women are using this tobacco too much. And we have to make them go there and make them aware about this abuse of this tobacco and what are the side effects. They are not only men, but women are also very much using this tobacco. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful celebration.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. In fact, Dr. Savita, thank you for that comment. Even as a practitioner, I always say, previously we used to say these men are the, these men are the ones who are, sorry, Apurva, don't mind. These are the culprits, smoking and drinking, all this. But nowadays we find even it's not the socioeconomic strata that matters. Lower socioeconomic strata, they are also already into tobacco abuse and or drinks as well. So it's not age, neither the age nor the socioeconomic strata is the bar. And I think we need to work at all levels of these strata. Thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, first of all, my regards to all guests of honors, eminent speakers, chairperson, and galaxy of faculty. I am Dr. Kanchan for making me part of this prestigious event. Dr. Sneha, it was a very, very informative talk. But thing is, how can we really pursue it? Are we able to pursue in our own fraternity? Do we have any statistics that how many of our doctors, can we have a forced some kind of program during our busy schedule? In the hospital premises, and those the physiotherapy or the exercise that's must to get a certification or to get a attendance that you have come to the hospital. And how can we make a check on these fast foods and colas? It's very difficult for young generation to check. So what is the remedy? It was really an informative talk. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best and all the three for their great success in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam. I fully agree to it. Definitely that, as you have said, but we should, what we believe is be the change you want to see. And every change you have to start from yourself. And that's the very reason at the beginning of my talk, I said that at the age of 58 years, I'm still so active and so healthy.
I'm 70 plus, but still I'm in job. I'm not being relieved. I do everything in the teaching and surgery and everything I'm doing. But the problem is how our young generation of doctors.
Yes, that's a very reason.
And how can
should come together
how can
and take
be
this
motivated
initiative.
to make the priorities?
Correct. That's the very reason all of us who are like-minded people should join hands and come forward with Maninder madam as well, reaching the grassroots level, and definitely, as somebody suggested, start it right from the school days. Thank you so much, madam.
Yes, Dr. Sneha, it was indeed an eye-opener and very, very effective. I was having my tea and this snacks while you were talking. I put it away. I stopped taking it. So you keep on talking, ma'am, and then people will be affected and they'll definitely be at their best. And furthermore, like we have been learning from the webinars and also from everything, that obesity and tobacco, they are independent risk factors for almost all the problems which we are having in the society, right from infertility to the pregnancy complications, also the NCDs and everything. So something needs to be done for this tobacco and smoking. Gutka has come up so, I mean, it's so rampant, everybody, and even there is no socio-economic status difference. Even big people opening their car, the doors of Audi and spitting on the road. I have seen all that. So, I mean, we need to do something about it. There should be a campaign, and it was indeed a great talk, an eye-opener, and very, very effective. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to the speaker, Dr. Sneha Bhuyar ma'am, and to the chairperson, Amrita ma'am, Asma ma'am, and Savita ma'am. Yes,
just one minute. I had actually muted myself, so I thought I am not being heard. Sneha, I stayed for your talk because you have become a role model. I agree to that. So as far as age is concerned, I want to disclose mine. Never going to disclose mine. So when the COVID was there, we have to find the alternate solutions. One thing is, we have to tell everybody the activity has to be integrated into our lifestyle. It's not that we are doing for 1 month or 2 months and then we are stopping. It's just like brushing your teeth. You integrate into your lifestyle. Till the time the activity was integrated into our lifestyle, we were healthy. Till the time we were not having these gadgets and these controls for various, just the moving our fingertips will give us the power to work. That's all. And then the trolleys. So we have stopped working. We have stopped using this body, which I always say is your first temple. Don't worship any god. Don't worship anything. Don't invest into anything except your health. Because that is the thing you should be investing. Because if you don't look after this temple, you won't be able to climb up the stairs of any temple, Gurdwara or church, because they are always on a height only. So that is one thing. Tell every person coming to you. They don't want to spend on health. They want to spend on creating problems. All diabetes, hypertension. You see what is the industry which is running in our country best? Food outlets. Go even on working days and all the restaurants will be full. You have to stand outside waiting.
Even the thelas, ma'am. Even the thelas, golgappas, momos, etc.
So the attitude change has to be brought, and this attitude can be brought by repeatedly hammering these people about lifestyle. And the government of India has to go in a long way to create this lifestyle, especially in the school age group. If they start simple skipping, that's simple skipping of 50 to 100 daily is going to give them their peak bone mass density. And doing it outdoor activities and charge. That is what I advise in the villages. Distribute your charge to even poor ladies who cannot afford milk. Charge is better than the milk even. So attitude change is something has to be brought up. Sneha, I again wish you best of luck because you are the best candidate, I think. Best from the West.
Thank you so much, my dear.
All the best, madam. All
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
all the best to Kanchan and Apurva also.
Thank you, madam.
Apurva, if you don't dance with me, next time I'm not going to vote for you.
Ma'am, अभी बहुत सारे conference है. We will rock.
Will rock.
Yes. So, all the best once again.
Thank you very much, Kanchan, for making
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
And all the best for your future tenures. Huh?
Thank you.
The election.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.
Great work we have to do now, the ground level. Next speaker.
So I would like to hand over the mic to my co-moderator, Dr. Shima ma'am, to have our last session for today.
But very
over
important.
to you, Shima ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Apur. Mind is an essential part of the body. So only the body is half done. So now we are going for the better half of the session, and that is the meditation. And the earlier half was definitely excellent. And now this is the crown over that excellence, that is meditation. Meditation and its effects on prevention and management of NCDs. So the final concluding session, I would like to invite the chairpersons for this session, Dr. Shashi Bala Bhosle She is MS FICOG, President Gwalior Gynae Society, Consultant Gynecologist in Public Health Department in Family Welfare MP Government, working as Obs and Gynae Specialist in Public Health and Family Welfare for last 35 years. She has been coordinator in many societies and doing great social work in many organizations. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Our second co-chairperson is Dr. Preeti. Dr. Preeti Gupta, Secretary, GOGS, award-winning obs and gynecologist with 20 years.
Thank you, Seema. It's enough. Now we start. Already going too late.
Already we are at the fag end. So meditation time. Meditation time is there.
Ma'am, she has performed more than 10,000 surgeries and published many papers. Welcome, ma'am. And
She's the brightest star from Gwalior, I can say, and she's Secretary GOGS right now. So you can see what a stunner she is.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for such kind words.
I request Dr. Preeti to kindly introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Seema. It's really a great pleasure to me to be a part of this webinar on NCDs and the lifestyle. Already, these topics are already almost untouched till date. Very nice eye-opener talk already given by Dr. Kanchan Verma, Dr. Maninder Ahuja, and Dr. Sneha Ma'am. Nowadays, in that much stressful, there's a role of meditation and yoga is increasing day by day. So in this and the last session, the topic of discussion is meditation and its effect on the prevention and the management. For this session, the speaker is Dr. Sadhana Jaiswal ma'am. I invite Dr. Sadhana Jaiswal ma'am to talk on this topic. Dr. Sadhana Jaiswal ma'am, she is Senior Consultant, Apollo Cradle and the Spectra, Greater Noida, Patron Membership, PCOS Society, President, Mirzapur Obs Gynae Society. She is having experience of more than 37 years. She is infertility and the high-risk pregnancy specialist and a laparoscopic surgeon, and awarded with many awards like the Rotary Club of Delhi Awards, Cancer Awareness Camps across the Eastern UP, coordinating 350 plus AOL free schools in the UP. She is life member. She is infertility and the high-risk pregnancy specialist, laparoscopic surgeon, gynecology and the ultrasonologist, and also having.
Thanks, Dr. Preeti. It's already getting late. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
Welcome, Sadhana ji. Welcome.
Welcome, ma'am.
I hope I will do justice with my session after so many brilliant speakers. 45 minutes late. I hope I'll do justice with my talk. Yes.
Meanwhile, she shares the screen. Dr. Sadhana ji is my husband's class fellow, and she is very active doing meditation and taking lot many camps of the meditation, etc. As she says that my name is Sadhana, so I teach sadhana. So here comes Dr. Sadhana.
Yeah. Yeah.
And make it full screen.
Basically, just as Dr. Sneha said, I'm also watching the talk. I'm experiencing this meditation. I'm practicing meditation for last 2
Your voice is not clear, ma'am.
The voice is breaking. I think the network is not proper.
Okay. I'll make a slide share, right?
Slide share and your
Make
voice
it full screen, ma'am.
Is it okay now?
No,
Can you
it
see
is
the
not.
screen?
No, no. This is not full screen.
Kindly share it again, ma'am. Stop sharing now and share it again.
I think
Reading
view is there
now.
Slides, you know. Again, share and please click on the slide share.
Fine. Now, what? No.
Are sharing me what?
Right now, is it okay?
No, आप sharing नहीं आप अपनी स्लाइड पे क्लिक करिए शेयर स्क्रीन पे और विंडो खुल जाएगा
Okay now, Dr. Kanchan?
नहीं मैडम स्क्रीन शेयर
You can share that.
पहले तो yes yes started sharing
See now.
लेकिन आपने शेयर क्या करा है
Yeah.
नहीं अभी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड
see now?
नहीं
Yeah.
Yeah. It has come, but madam, do it full screening, full reading view.
Make it slideshow, ma'am.
Your PPT, you make it a slideshow.
You are not audible, ma'am.
अच्छा, you want for
आप ऐसे ही बोल दीजिए म्यूट अनम्यूट कर लीजिए बस आपका नेटवर्क अच्छा नहीं है
Yeah. I have done it. Can you see now?
No, ma'am.
चला गया आप म्यूटेड हो गई अनम्यूट करिए मैडम
नहीं. I was disconnected actually.
Try to share it again, ma'am, from starting.
Better, can you send the slides to this shield connected flow to be? Then I will share.
Sadhna, ma'am.
She's disconnected, no? I think. Saithi, can you have her slides on your mail ID and share it?
Yes, ma'am.
Backup was there, backup with Apurva?
Yes, just WhatsApp her your.
No, I don't have that backup actually. Probably there is some problem in the internet connection. When there is some problem in internet connection, then there is problem in sharing. और आजकल क्या हो रहा है ना मैम, वो अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है, वो जिसका भी अपडेट नहीं है ना जूम, उसको थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है मैम।
ओ हाँ हाँ हाँ। खैर मेडिटेशन में बोलना क्या है, करना है।
मेडिटेशन वैसे बता दें, स्लाइड्स जितनी आ
हाँ
रही थी
बता देना, अपने उससे मोबाइल में होगा, पढ़ के बता दें।
हाँ तो ज्वाइन
मैम हम मैम यू कैन शेयर विथ एनी ऑफ अस।
शी इज नॉट हियर, आई थिंक उनको कॉल करके बोलूं।
हाँ उनका नेटवर्क इशू ही है।
डिस्कनेक्टेड।
हाँ जी मैम।
मेरा भी चार्ज खत्म होने वाला है।
By the time she gets connected, we can share our experiences. I will share mine on meditation.
Yeah,
yes,
go
yes,
ahead.
Ma'am, we have been doing.
Dr. Sadhna Jaiswal is not here. I can't see her in the panelist.
Hello.
Participants.
अच्छा आपने स्लाइड।
Hi Shashi.
डॉक्टर साधना का मैसेज आया है कि मैं अभी दोबारा कनेक्ट कर रही हूँ स्लाइड के लिए, and I am sending slides too.
Seema, Seema, can you tell us, you were about to say something about meditation.
मेडिटेशन की बात हो रही थी, हम लोग अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता सकते हैं मेडिटेशन के लिए।
हाँ बिल्कुल
तो
बिल्कुल,
आप लोग या सब हम लोग करते हैं या नहीं, अर्ली मॉर्निंग में उठ के मेडिटेशन करते हैं, हम भी योगा प्राणायाम के बात करते हैं। आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस है डॉक्टर सीमा, पहले आप शेयर करना चाहती हैं तो करिए।
There are various techniques of doing meditation. Of all the ones to be enumerated, Raj Yoga and Soham Sadhana of Art of Living, मैम तो है Art of Living से, और उनका भी है मैम, सदगुरु का भी है। There are many Vipassana and Osho का नाभि ध्यान, there are many ध्यान्स. What I'll be sharing my experiences of Kriya ध्यान, which is a very basic level of meditation, जिसमें हम गांव के एकदम पेरिफेरी में जा करके मैम 2 साल के 3 साल के बच्चों को भी मतलब आधे घंटे तक कराया क्रिया ध्यान. सो इट इज सो इजीली डन. एंड क्रिया ध्यान में स्पेसिफिक ये है कि आप ध्यान के साथ मुद्रा भी लेते हैं. साथ में जो ध्यान है, यूजुअली ध्यान का जो जनता अर्थ समझती है वो ये सोचती है निर्विचार हो जाना. जो द हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ ध्यान है when your mind is totally at peace and without any thought process. You have total control over your mind. But in Kriya Dhyan, which is the basic level of Dhyan from at the basic level, जिससे कि आप फिर इस highest level पे जा सकते हैं, उस क्रिया ध्यान में मुद्रा के साथ ध्यान उस संस्कार पे केंद्रित किया जाता है, वो गुण पे जो बच्चे में आप लाना चाहते हैं. और उसकी पूरी मुद्राएं लगभग 12 के करीब मुद्राएं मैम. मैंने 3 पे अपनी एक्सपर्टाइज अटेन की है, which was very helpful to me. एंड साथ में वो जो संस्कार है जो बच्चे को सिखाना है, जैसे मान लीजिए संस्कार ज्ञान का सिखाना है कि मुझ में अधिकाधिक ध्यान हो और मैं स्वयं के बारे में जान सकूं, तो ज्ञान मुद्रा के साथ उसका ध्यान केंद्रित कराते हुए ज्ञान से संबंधित बातें उसे बताई जाती हैं. तो ये कई स्कूलों में जब क्रिया ध्यान कराया और उसका जो एक फीडबैक लिया, दैट वाज वेरी नाइस इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कि बच्चों का स्कूल में परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा रहा. जैसे इस क्रिया ध्यान में एक मुद्रा, हम ये एक तो ज्ञान मुद्रा है, दूसरी शांति की मुद्रा, कि मन को कैसे हम अपने शांत कर सकें विचारों से और उस शांति के साथ हम अपने लक्ष्य को साध सकें. तो ये दूसरी मुद्रा सिखाई गई, शांति की मुद्रा. और तीसरी मुद्रा ऑफ लीडरशिप क्वालिटी, सामंजस्य मुद्रा. तो ये जब इस प्रकार से ध्यान को थोड़ा लोअर लेवल पे ला करके हम स्कूल में कराते हैं, तो उसमें मैम संस्कार भी उत्पन्न होते हैं बच्चों में, ध्यान की प्रवृत्ति भी होती है, और मदर कैन बी द लीडर who she will develop this quality कि हाँ, and this should be family में सब साथ में मिल करके ध्यान करें, मदर लीड करते हुए. तो बच्चों को उसको देने के लिए ये ज्ञान रहता है कि हम ध्यान मुद्राओं के साथ कैसे करें. साथ में मनसा वाचा कर्मणा तीनों एक हो जाते हैं. आप मन से उस संस्कार पे ध्यान केंद्रित कर रहे हैं, वचन से हम उसको वो मंत्र बताते हैं कि आप ये मंत्र बोलिए, और कर्म से आप उस मुद्रा में हैं. जैसे ज्ञान मुद्रा है तो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु ज्ञान रूपेण संस्थिता, ये मंत्र चलते रहना चाहिए। जो बहुत छोटे बच्चे होते हैं मैम, 2 साल के 3 साल के, उनको मदर को कहा जाता है कहानी सुनाइए, कहानी सुनाते हुए उनको ये ध्यान में लगाइए और ध्यान के ऊपर संबंधित कहानी हो या शांति से संबंधित कहानी हो या फिर लीडरशिप क्वालिटी वाली, इससे लीडरशिप क्वालिटी डेवलप होती है, सामंजस्य की मुद्रा। तो इस तरह से ये जो ध्यान पद्धति मैम कराई, ये जो मेरा एक अनुभव है कई स्कूलों में जाके, इट वाज वेरी फ्रूटफुल। I now welcome others also to share their experiences.
Meditation for me is like samasthiti, balancing. It is like nirvikar. You don't give reaction. So whenever you give reaction, there is arousal. So reactionary nahi hona is a really big art. आप कोई आपको कमेंट करता है आप इमीडिएटली वो करते हो, कोई आपको कुछ हर्ट करता है आप इमीडिएटली. सो दैट इज मेडिटेशन फॉर मी. लाइक दिस राजयोग इज रियली हेल्पिंग मी. फॉक्सी का तो इतना बड़ा राजयोग स्टार्ट हुआ है, उसमें समस्थिति इज ओनली दे आर सेइंग. सो यू बी इन, यू डोंट रिएक्ट, यू जस्ट बी क्वाइट. आप अगर बिल्कुल हर चीज को स्थिर कर लोगे ना, इवन इफ यू कीप योर बॉडी स्थिर, देन माइंड भी स्थिर हो जाएगा. एंड सेकेंडली, मन का काम तो है विचार करना. इट इज लाइक घोड़े दौड़ते रहते. इवन इफ यू आर डूइंग समथिंग, राइट नाउ वी आर इन द वेबिनार, बट अभी अपना दिल इधर उधर दौड़ रहा है. इधर पेशेंट आया, इधर से वो आया, इधर से इधर किसी ने दरवाजा खोला. सो व्हेन यू आर डूइंग मेडिटेशन, you are oblivious to the world. You're not, you're just, you withdraw yourself from the world. So look within. So what I find meditation is when you look within. So it is very simple and it doesn't need, that is why that chanting, what is that chanting, what we do? Om and all. So that time we are already concentrating on how we are breathing and all. If you concentrate on your breathing, automatically meditation will be there. So that is my take on meditation.
Yes, ma'am, very important tips you have given, that you are concentrating on breathing. In fact, that is what they tell in
First
the
step,
Prashna.
yeah.
Ma'am has joined, I think. Dr. Sadhna has joined, ma'am.
So you have already given expert comments.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just let me.
She's sending these slides to me, but still not received.
Madam, you speak now, whatever you have made for this slides.
Yes. I would
Not received.
I have sent you the WhatsApp also.
Achha, on WhatsApp?
Yeah, I have sent you on WhatsApp. Yeah, please, if you can share the slide, I will speak from this side. Yeah. See, one thing I just wanted to say. Basically, can you all hear me? Meditation is such a thing. Yeah. This is the last thing which we all take as a part of prevention or treatment. But in my experience, what I have seen, what is meditation? First, let's see what is meditation. Meditation is simply you are bringing your mind from the state chaotic mind to the silent mind. What we say, mind without agitation. So this is what meditation is. You are connecting to the source. Here, what I have seen that in many countries, just as Dr. Maninja rightly said, that unfortunately in our country, there is no research happening on meditation. But from abroad, I have got lots of papers, lots of research slides, which have shown that meditation can influence blood pressure, even the insulin resistance, very effectively. Depression and all the negative, the stress is the main cause of all the diseases. This is all proven now. NCDs are basically because of the stress, unhealthy, you all have seen right now. But with meditation, in my personal experience, I have seen that lots of changes have happened. I am myself hypertensive for last 25 years, but I am practicing meditation regularly, twice a day. And touch wood, my lipid profile, my blood pressure, everything. I am 60 plus, but I can do lots of things. I'm very, very sorry, Dr. Kanchan. I think we can keep this presentation sometime in future because this is a very, very important topic. And I have seen that healing happens through consciousness. This is a very
being downloaded.
Yeah. Healing happens through consciousness. This is my personal experience. Sure that Dr. Kanchan, I would request you that in our next webinar, let us discuss more about the healing through consciousness, through meditation.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I unfortunately this all happened. I got disconnected. Now I'm unable to share my slide also.
Now the slides are there. I can share you.
If you can show, and within 5 minutes I'll wind up. Yeah, because already I think until now it was okay, but somehow if you can share the slides. They're very interesting studies, very interesting. And this is not just like walking the talk. I have personally experienced this. Maybe that's why my name is Sadhana. And I'm meditating twice a day. It is I'm a positive effect. Dr. Kanchan, can you share?
Yes.
Yes, please. Because this is something which we all should, as a medical fraternity, we all should learn and practice also. This is very, very essential. जैसे अभी मैडम बोल रही थी, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Kanchan. Yeah, please, next you can go to, next. Yeah, you can go to the fourth slide. Fourth slide, yeah, we all have seen it. I just want to speak about meditation part. Yeah, fourth, next. Next, Dr. Kanchan. Role of meditation, prevention and management of NCDs. It is a 5,000 years old yoga and it originated from India, but we are unfortunate कि आज बाहर के देशों ने तो इसको अपना लिया है, but we are not following yoga and meditation. So it's the way to take deep rest and be alert and conscious at the same time. One thing I would like to emphasize here to the audience, whatever is the only thing which gives you a state of relaxed alertness. You are relaxed but alert also. Dr. Sachivala has experienced, I think that's why she's nodding a lot, because you are relaxed but alert also. It is a skill to calm the mind and get in touch with your inner joy. This is what Sri Ravi Shankar says. There are various methods of meditation. TM is very meditation, mindfulness, Sudarshan Kriya, yoga, Vipassana, Buddhist, and Zen. Yeah, next please, Dr. Kanchan. Basically, it reduces the stress, depression, and anxiety. And the results have shown that the brain region that is associated with positive emotions, it increases the hippocampus. There's an increase in the brain volume in the hippocampus only after the 8 weeks of regular meditation. Yes, please, next. And we all know that the main factor of the NCDs is, I say, sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy diet, and stress. I think you all agree with me. Study which was published in this new report 2005. And another thing is that you all know that all the diseases are psychosomatic, involving both mind and body. And therefore, meditation can significantly reduce stress. Yeah, next slide, Dr. Kanchan. 80% of all the diseases are because of stress. And it is very interesting to note that in 2007, they have studied again in abroad, not in India, even the short-term effect of practicing meditation. Agar aapne 2 hafte bhi meditate kiya regularly, you have seen lots of positive effect. Yeah, next please. They feel much better and healthier. And this is again a study, is very interesting. Journal of that cancer can be decreased by 55%. These figures are very, very interesting. Cardiovascular disease by 88%. Hospital admissions are reduced by 55%. And I would like to say a word about hospital admissions and the recovery. In my hospital premises, I had kept a meditation center. And I just started in 2008 till 2020. In these 13 years, there was lots and lots of, I could see, the better recovery even in the serious patients. Yeah, next please. TM, this is very, very popular method. It was initiated in 2005. And now I'm fortunate that I'm a teacher. I initiate the Sahaj Samadhi meditation also I give. This is my fortune. And let me tell you about this TM. Yeah, next slide please. This is a very simple, effortless technique With the help of a sound vibration, you experience the deep meditation. And see, this American Heart Association recommends that TM may be considered in clinical practice for the prevention and treatment of hypertension and is generally considered safe and without any harmful side effect. See, we all the drugs, as an allopathy doctors, we know all the drugs are having side effects. But meditation is something which is less costly, of course. There's no cost. And then it's not having any side effect. It is affecting lowering the blood pressure, slowing heart rate, reducing oxygen intake, and changing the brain waves to a more relaxed state. And it also reduces less anxiety, less depression, and less harmful. Means all the negative emotions are erased. Yes, next please, Dr. Kanchan. These clinical studies to emphasize, I'm very sorry that I got, I could not have more people to listen. This is a very important fact. The impact of transcendental meditation on the left ventricular mass in African American adolescent group was studied, and it was found that the group, they were having high normal blood pressure. And after TM regularly, their left ventricular hypertrophy was reduced to a great extent. Then next, there was and the metabolic syndrome, which is like increase in the blood sugar and the hypertension, is all in patients of coronary heart disease. They were having these patients of coronary heart disease, they were having, when they practiced TM, it was found that their blood pressure and the insulin resistance all was improved. Yeah, next please. So these are the studies which are really effective and effect on the autonomic nervous system. We all know that yoga practices are shown to regulate the vagus nerve. And vagus nerve is the bridge between the autonomic system, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic. Activating the vagus nerve. Yeah, next please. We are having a calm mind. We are having a slower respiration. And this meditation is having two-prong effect. It prevents stress from getting inside your system, and it releases the accumulated stress within. And both occur at the same time, and the person feels happy and refreshed. Yeah, next please. 8 weeks of regular meditation, it improves your behavior, your mood, and anxiety is decreased. And these findings were published in behavioral brain research studies. Yeah, next please. And it helps with a better sleep also. What else? This adequate sleep is so important to have a good physical and mental health. Meditation, only after the 6 weeks of regular meditation, there were 2 groups. One was with the sleep hygiene education, another was with meditation. They had a much better sleep. This was done in 2015. Yeah, next please. And again, there's another study which shows there's a decreased level of activity in which are having negative emotions. There was an easy finding. It was seen that there was a lesser activity in the parts of the brain which are having negative emotions, and the increased activity in the part of the brain which are having positive emotions. Yeah, next please. And these are the chemicals which are released during meditation: DHA, serotonin, these are endorphins, and they all have a positive effect on our mind. And this study was published in October 2015. So why not meditate and have all these endorphins released? And even the effect was meditation in the cancer survival also. Yeah, next please. And meditation can physically change your. And this study was published in 2014, and it was seen in Harvard Medical School. That study was conducted that meditator, they had changes in the 172 genes that control inflammation, sleep, and wake cycle. And epigenetic aging rate in meditators is also significantly decreased. Means with regular meditation also. Yes. So what else we want? So our epigenetics are mutable. So this is a possibility that we can control our aging. We can have a better effect on the cancer survivors. These cells can have a better healing. Yes, next please. So this is what I would say. This is that food for thought, healing. Kanchan, I think we should have a thorough, brainstorming session on this healing through consciousness. So this is a take-home message. It can be taken as an alternative therapy for prevention and management of NCDs it is without any side effect and is done under proper guidance. So NCDs disproportionately affect this thing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a wonderful session on meditation and giving so many important information what meditation can do to health, mind, and body. I would like the chairpersons to give their expert comments.
Yeah, very nice talk, Jaiswal. I must say, Soul Mind Symphony. I had written a chapter in that. Dr. Kavita had, Poonam Goyal had come up with that book for yoga. And Soul Mind Symphony, it should be in symphony. It should be in sync. We carry the baggage of the past. All the time, मैं ऐसा कर लेती, मैं ऐसा कर सकती थी, oh, I should have done that. These are all hurdles. See, I am a cancer survivor. I was only 44 when I was struck with cancer. But I knew I have to fight it or I'll lose it. So I've worked like a Kargil warrior. You have to climb, ऊपर से गोली आ रही है. And I thought that I'm lucky. That time I learned the art that you are alive and kicking, so every day counts. From that day onwards, I stopped cribbing. You are alive, that you don't have to crib. Cribbing is a crime. Every day we are cribbing about something.
Meditation is basically accepting the present moment. That is what meditation is.
Accept meditation.
Accepting the present moment. And then only you meditate. Yeah. Whatsoever is present moment.
So you live for the moment. So just be yourself, explore yourself. So many, you have got so many possibilities inside you. Why look outside? All the criticizing others, it's better you look it up to you and you just polish yourself.
I feel, ma'am, that every especially all the gynecologists, they should practice meditation regularly. I think we need it. That's to say. Every case for Dr. Archana,
they're concerned about others. Oh, forget it, yaar. You are different. Everybody's got his own thought.
Abhi aap dekhiye, Dr. Archana, she committed suicide. Why? This is such a painful thing for us. I felt so bad.
You should tap yourself. Abhi bhi apne paas kitna hai? I'm also 60 plus. But I don't say 60 plus because वो मेरे 10 साल बीच के निकल गए. So I put it back that मेरा वो पूरा समय I'm going to catch up now.
Dr. Kanchan, I'm really sorry that I could not did justice to my presentation, and I think,
madam, this was good. That happens every time. At least you joined and
last session.
Yes, that was good. Always a positive thinker. You are a very good meditator and a teacher of meditation. I just want to ask a few questions.
Yes, definitely. My pleasure.
Although this is too late. And thanks, Dr. Shashi Bala, for wonderful comments and about that you are always a positive thinker also and doing meditation too. Madam, as we say that each and every age person should do meditation, not कि अभी बच्चे हैं अभी इनकी meditation करने की age नहीं है. That should be taught since very big.
Let me give you one example from age of 8 years.
I have a question. Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me, best. Tell me.
Just as we say that since very beginning, the children should start doing meditation. Then how to teach them that start, because you start doing in front of them, then they will learn and they think ki actually what is the process there. There are so many things. As Dr. Seema said, somebody says that you should sit quiet and think about the Om. Something says
no, nothing.
What is I know, but yes, just I want to ask from you.
Yeah, see, basically your question is number one, that how to make the young children do meditation, right?
Yes.
बच्चों को कैसे बिठाएं हम? So we have, in Art of Living, we have a very beautiful course of Art Excel. 8 years onward, it's a 2-hour session for 3 days. And the child is being given a very nice, is to, a breathing exercise, a simple breathing exercise. And when you are focused, you see, why can't we meditate? हम ध्यान क्यों नहीं कर पाते? क्योंकि जब हम बैठेंगे, there are so many thoughts hovering on our mind. So how to, get rid of those thoughts? तो जब हम ध्यान अपनी सांसों पे लेंगे, जैसे आपने देखा ना माइंडफुलनेस में क्या हो रहा है, विपासना में क्या है, सुदर्शन क्रिया में क्या है. So even the child focus on his or her breath, and then he can be just सारे thoughts को छोड़ सकता है, भूल सकता है. He can be in the present moment and he can sink into meditation. He can experience meditation. 8 years के बाद ही हमें बच्चों को meditation देना है. Yes. The सुदर्शन क्रिया योगा, एक दिन आप डॉक्टर कंचन सुदर्शन क्रिया योगा पे टॉक रखना. And I was the positive aspect of Sudarshan Kriya Yoga, which is being practiced in 156 countries all across the world. 156 देशों में आज हो रही है, and there's lots of benefit. 100+ scientific papers have been published in international and national journals. तो मैं चाहूंगी कि एक बार आप उसको भी जरूर करिएगा, because we are not aware. अभी तो बहुत अच्छी बात है कि that many doctors are also yoga and meditation, but I think 80s and 90s even I was also like no to yoga and meditation. हम कहाँ करते थे पहले 90s में, अब हमको लगने लगा कि नहीं, है ना. So this is the need of
my youngest child, children, that Akash, now he is doing a fellowship. Since when he was in 6th class, 5th class, he attended all the sessions along with us, that Sudarshan Kriya and all in our city. So many sessions he used to go on Thursdays also for that music class for meditation also. They were.
And surprisingly, Dr. Kanchan, in US, 48 universities, they give credit marks. Students who have done this yes plus course, which is known as SKY program, Sudarshan Kriya Yoga program. तो US में इतना follow कर रहे हैं, हमारे देश में यार बेकार है ये सब yoga meditation. So this is what we need to inculcate, yeah.
And sports activity should be given to children.
Yes.
So early to bed, early to rise, automatically it falls into place. So you don't have to tell them. They come so tired. Swimming and tennis, my children used to do. So I had no problem. They used to get up early in the morning, go for that. And that develops a competitive spirit, confidence, everything, how to take up challenges. It is really, really helpful for children.
They can learn
so they
some
don't
music,
get depressed
some
easily.
music, sports. These are the things. Nice things.
Everything is a sport for them. Then even the career and all.
There is a school in front of my residence, and there I do see that very, very small children, they are coming and they teach them music, they dance with the rhythm, and therefore they develop the concentration. And later on, they start doing very nice, very nice.
Kanchan, I have worked for 8 years in Mercy Home for mentally retarded children. I'm telling you, they had only 2 emotions. Either they used to smile or they used to cry and smile. So whenever we used to have good food and all, that they were least bothered. But if you smile at them, they used to smile. And if you just give them, they used to fight among themselves, then there was that cry thing. So only 2 emotions, even in this mentally retarded people, are only 2 emotions. These 2 emotions are the 2 emotions which make us going. And they used to have, we used to play that bhajan and all for them. Every Tuesday we used to have those bhajan. We had a mandir there in the hospital premises. And they used to like jhumafy like that. And just like that ISKCON temples you all see now, all people dancing and just blend with that. So that music you said, na, that is also very important.
Yes,
Let it go. It just lets go.
Okay, I think it's
very nice. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
And last session was, I think, we got fresh now.
Dr. Seema, vote of thanks. You are muted. You are muted.
Purva is driving.
To express my vote of thanks.
Ma'am.
Heartfelt gratitude of Kanpur and Gynecology, our chief honor and the chairpersons for their gracious presence and precious time. I would like to give our gratitude to the speakers for the wonderful topics chosen and presented and discussed so eloquently. I would like to thank Shield Connect for the wonderful uninterrupted technical support And definitely, I'm grateful to my co-coordinator and teammate, Dr. Apurva, for being helpful throughout the webinar. I express my deepest gratitude to COGS and all society.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, to the audience for their audacious presence. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Dr.
everyone.
Seema, both the moderator, Dr. Apur, all the chief guests, guest of honor, wonderful speakers. Dr. Sadhana ji is still here, chairpersons. Dr. Shashibala, Dr. Amrita, Dr. Pragati, and the Shield Connect persons. They are always very, very helpful and creditable. Sahiti, Chitrakala, and Raj, all I bother always, even daytime, in the night, please prepare this and do this correction. They are very helpful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank
the
you, Dr.
opportunity.
Kanchan. Thank you so
Being
much.
great.